Hey, party people. One second. I sent Jordan and Mike the link. Jordan, where are you? There you are. Where's StreamYard? There you are. All right. What's up, Carson, Viking, Minnesota Maker, Chris Culata? Oh, I accidentally muted myself. Could y'all hear me previously? Did I just mute myself? I'll just start over. Hey, Carson. Hey, Viking. Hey, Minnesota Maker. Hey, Chris Coletta. Hey, my baby girl. Hey, Ryan. Anywho, there's the monkey. He's in the green room. What's up, Jordan?
Hey, how's it going?
Did you get to talk to Mike today?
I did talk to Mike. He is pretty tired today, but he is game.
Okay, well, I sent him the link in case he wants to show up.
I figure you just hopped out of the car and ran straight into the house and turned on the
Pretty
computer.
much. I got out. I messaged Rosa. I was like, "Hey, I'm just walked in the door." I sat down, got everything started. XSplit was being a pain in the butt. So I just went straight to cam.
Good.
Oh, there, Mike messaged me. Said he's on his way.
Oh, good.
Cool. Ooh. So, anyways,
I don't know that I would call Rosa a free assistant.
She's pretty free.
Oh, she's telling you to post that you went live.
Yeah, I gotta do that, don't I?
Yeah. I mean, she does keep us on track.
She tries to.
She was messaging me this morning.
I know. I had just left for Orlando. I was like, "Hey, can you message Jordan?"
And she messaged me yesterday too. Yeah, that's right, Carson. Once she goes to bed, then Josh is on his own and all hell breaks loose.
Alright, switch back to StreamYard. Okay, don't see Mike yet. Hey, what's up, Tanny Throwaway?
Tanny Throwaway.
Hey, Jimmy.
Oh, now Rosa, don't be like that.
She's a pain in the ass, isn't she?
Be a pain in the ass to him? That's his problem, not my problem.
Hey, Mike.
Hey.
Jordan said you were tired, so don't feel obligated to stay any later than you really want to.
That's okay.
It was kind of a last minute. We were talking about it the other day, doing a Canadian Alien After Dark. So, and I know James Print and Play is going to be on one week soon, and I don't know too many other Canardians.
There's lots of us, but not that many.
Lots of us, but not that many.
Yeah.
Math is hard.
Let's Let's see. Oh, no, I don't want to tweet. I want to message. Where's the message button? Shoot, one little message and now we'll...
So
Yes.
Orlando was good?
Well, like I didn't have a table, but I went Friday night to help Glenn set up. Well, Friday during the day to help Glenn set up, and then where's StreamYard? There it is. And then I mainly took my new camera that I don't know. Oh, here it is. I think I broke it when I was traveling. I don't know. Something came off. The shield came off. So I got this new camera and I went around and I filmed every single maker table at the Maker Faire. And I'm going to do one big collaboration montage video. And don't know if you guys can still hear me, but I just lost y'all's video. So my internet's probably being a piece of crap tonight.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
Me, so that made no sense.
What I'm going to attempt
see, now
big and let him do an intro.
Get it.
There we go. And then I'll switch to you, Mike.
All right.
So Jordan, take it away.
Oh, I don't know if you know what you're doing.
Here?
Your audio cut out when you were doing stuff. I guess it's intros. My name's Jordan. I also go by Mad Monkey. It's right there somewhere. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all over the place. I am mostly known as somebody who just 3D prints a lot of stuff. I have also worked with a lot of people working on slicer profiling and dialing in their printers. I'm also pretty good at ripping them apart and trying to fix them too. Rosa, I did not clean the mess. I made more of a mess just for you.
Awesome. All right, let's see if I can make Mike big.
I'm here. Hi there, I'm Mike, also known as NLTMW, Never Let the Machines Win. I'm mostly known for being one of the annoying people in everybody's live stream chats. And not too long ago, I started being in front of the camera more, trying to stream a little bit and get some projects done. It's not going as quick as I hoped, but that's not uncommon for me. And hardest thing is to find a time slot that somebody else isn't in. A couple times recently, I've gone, get everything all set up, and then get ready to go, and somebody else is on. So I don't want to trample on people, so I just wait for another day. So that's about it. Back to Josh.
Yay! Y'all know me. I don't need to do an intro. I'm like so tired. It's been a long weekend. So I'm gonna start with you, Jordan.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, start. I mean, is it the hard-hitting expose time?
Yeah, it's hard-hitting expose time.
Nice.
Why or how did you get into 3D printing, and why did you continue doing it?
How did I get into 3D printing? That is a very convoluted question. A few years ago, I had an accident on a job site, and I've been dealing with surgeries and recovery ever since. So I've spent a lot of time laying in bed, on couches and chairs, Netflixing, watching YouTube, and I got sucked down a rabbit hole, as you often do on YouTube, of prop making and foam armor making through Punished Props and other videos from other great foam people. And through that, I saw a video with Punished Props and Joel Telling talking about 3D printing and how they were using it to make a prop. And that got me really interested in the fact that now these items were no longer big commercial items. They weren't only accessible at the library and printing small little trinkets like I had done a few years previously. These were now big CR10 machines. So then I started looking into it and watching a lot of videos and reading up on it and reading and reading and reading. And then I bought, well, it's here now, but I bought my first printer and I've been sucked in it ever since. I had the intention of buying the printer in order to make props, but I haven't made a single one of the props I planned on making. I've instead printed 10,000 other things. And I don't know that I would want to trade this for anything. I'm really happy with what I found, and it wasn't just making stuff, which is always fun. I always like making things, but I found a group of people, which is the hardest part about explaining to people why you do 3D printing, is the community aspect of it. It's still kind of new to people that you can have community. So I hope that long-winded roundabout answer.
Sorry, I'm laughing at Rose because I'm drinking a Monster because I'm just so tired. Question to you, Mike. How'd you get into 3D printing? And what do you do with it?
My background way long ago is mechanical engineering technology. Went to college for that, nuts and bolts, gears and pulleys. And so the attraction to me is that I could create something on screen and then print it out and hold it in my hand and go, wow, I made that from nothing. And it's kind of stuck ever since. And that was, I think it was 2015. I know I always have to check my about page on my website to remember. I think it was June 2015. I think somebody will tell me if I'm wrong. And it was at a local Comic-Con here in Niagara Falls. And one of my coworkers, her family was selling Prusa i2 kits, you know, the Ready Rod, the A-frames, and all that kind of thing. And I went there and bought a kit from them. Shortly after that, they quit selling them because they realized they couldn't make good money. It was at that point where the other kits were starting to come in from overseas and they couldn't make money anymore, or at least not the profits they wanted to or hoped to. And another interesting thing at that show is that they were also trying to, they're always looking for a way to start a new business. And their plan at that point was they had a big turntable that you could stand on, and they were doing 3D scans of people. They started with the Kinect deal. They had 3 Kinects on it to do it. And I don't think that was working quite the way they'd hoped. So at the last minute before that show, like I think literally the Friday before the weekend show, they went to Toronto and rented a hand scanner, one of the, I think it was the Einscan, one of theirs, a real scanner at the time. And then they were doing scans with that, and they were taking people's money. It wasn't a lot, $20 or something. And they were doing scans, and their idea being at Comic-Con is people in costume would want a, you know, printed model of them in their costumes. Unfortunately, they had not used the software at all or the hardware and had no idea how to make it all work. The scans didn't turn out that great. The guy that they had kind of hired, talked to about cleaning them up, bailed on them wisely, because I saw one of the scans. Yeah, I didn't want to do them either. And so that was that. And ever since then, I've just been learning and buying machines and trying different ones. And I print all kinds of stuff. I still do a little bit of contract work here and there when it shows up, when it basically falls in my lap. I don't go looking because I still have a day job, fortunately or not. Wish I had more time. Yeah, it's not uncommon knowledge that I'd be okay if I was laid off and I could do this just for a while myself, for a couple of years worth anyways. But yeah, that's most of it.
Awesome. I
wanted to add
my
that
brain's just dead.
I've only been doing 3D printing since I got my first printer in like December 2018. So we're not quite on a year yet, and I'm deep.
Wow, less than a year and you're already pro term.
Yeah, Mike was there the other day when I got called an influencer, and I was like, okay, I don't like it, but okay.
No, it's good to be an influencer. The more you get noticed, I mean, shoot, I'm halfway through my second year and I'm still trying to get noticed. I tell you what, though,
I'm out there.
the first time I ever met Prusa, in person was at Murph, and at Murph I had been around close to a year, but obviously someone like Joseph isn't going to really know me, so he didn't really talk to me much. And then at Earth, he actually talked to me more, especially when like the after hours stuff. And then now seeing him here at Orlando Maker Fair, he like came up to me a couple times and just started talking to me. So that was pretty awesome.
That's an individual I would just love to sit down, hand him a couple beers, and have a chat, and probably have a chat about everything non 3D printing related.
He'd probably enjoy that because I'm sure he just gets nothing besides 3D printing talk. And every time I talk to him, I try to, like, I thanked him for coming to Orlando and asked him how he liked it here and stuff like that. But I didn't really talk to him about 3D printing or 3D printers or anything like that. Hey, I got 300 subs. Yay!
Woo-hoo,
I can't see my
300.
sub count. Woo-hoo, 700 to go.
Good job.
Squishy's adorable. And hey, Geek Tech, who else did I miss coming in? Dubbed out. Doom, doom, doom. Robert Verline. Hey.
Michael
Skewed
Fox.
View, Michael Fox, Red Light. So Tanny, why do you think your account's gonna get banned? Talking.
So
don't get into it.
no, I don't want to say don't get into it because
You've been busy all weekend.
stories.
Don't get them started.
I can't remember the YouTuber's name. I'm sure Tanny will post it, but they were doing something where they required audience participation on a live stream in order to determine which way they were going to go with the project or the chat or whatever it was. And so he had people type in, he said emotes, but basically green colors or red color emoticons in order to dictate which way they wanted to go. Once that started, accounts were starting to get banned for spamming from auto-generated YouTube bots, except the YouTube bot algorithm went 10 steps too far, and Google banned them.
Yes.
So
not
somebody
just
who is, and these people who are doing this were not just random happenstance passing by. These were generally paying members, like YouTube members of this person's channel, or patrons, or whatever the case may be, doing what they were asked to do.
So basically, the bot just went overboard. It wasn't intentional,
but there's no way back.
Sure.
And unfortunately, they've approached Google about it and YouTube, and their auto-generated responses are there's no appeal. And then even then, the non-auto-generated ones are saying, no, we can't do it because it was spam. And so it's a hot button item. And
tell you what, people, don't spam chat, okay?
Don't spam.
But they weren't spamming is the point. And they were encouraged by the guy running the channel to do it. And that's how all those channels work.
I did see some of it where they weren't spamming, but there was 15 emoticons in one message.
Yeah.
Right.
And the bot is wound too tight.
Right. The spam bot algorithm, like I said, went 10 steps too far.
Gotcha. And Chris Freeze, no, you're not invisible. I just was scrolling down and we got into the other conversation. I just didn't get to your name yet.
Chris Freeze is here?
Yes, Chris Freeze is here.
That means Chris Freeze is here.
The Joker. He did a great job on that model.
Oh, I love this one. It was fun working with him too to bounce ideas back and forth and stuff.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem with that Google bot running out of control is that it didn't just kick them out and ban them from the channel. It just killed your Google account.
They killed their whole account. That's
Gmail,
so
everything.
If you use it because everything they want you to do is, two-factor authentication using your Gmail account. Well, those people can't get into their stuff anymore at all.
Right. If I was using one of the accounts that I have when that happened, I would have lost all my home control connectivity, everything. The other problem about it is apparently they are still registered as paying members to the YouTube channel, and they have no way of logging into YouTube to cancel their memberships.
Wow.
So they're supposedly going to be getting charged again.
Wow. Hey, what's up, Llama?
Yeah.
Winamp, it really whoops
Cluster.
the
Oh, he
llama's
let out the
ass.
smoke. Is that me echoing?
I think Llama like purposely
Is that me?
causes
Can't
blue
be me.
smoke. I don't hear anybody echoing.
I hear echoing every now and then.
Shouldn't be me. I got an earpiece in. Unless it's just going right through my head, not the other side, which is possible.
It's possible.
I figured that was happening to me. It was just bouncing around back and
But
forth.
yeah.
No, I'm not hearing any echo. So, why are you not paying attention, babe? Come on. You're the main person that's supposed to be paying attention in this chat. But anybody in chat, like obviously everybody in chat knows Jordan and Mike. But does anybody have any questions for them? Otherwise, we're just gonna have a BS stream for the next 2.5 hours.
I like the hard-hitting expose questions. Like I feel like I need to start being a sponsor of things and I don't know, make products or something.
Carson wants to know what y'all's favorite prints are so far.
I need a timeline. Favorite
Yeah,
prints
too
in the
hard.
last year, in the last week,
Look,
ever.
you've been printing less than a year, so ever.
So in that last year, I have probably printed over 1,000 items. There is at least one printer running every day.
But what's your favorite print?
I don't know.
None of them are here.
How about you, Mike?
Favorite print.
I don't know. Like overall, the T-Rex skull has always been one of my favorites. I liked dinosaurs when I was a kid. One of the things that got me fueled up about 3D printing was the ability to print a big skull. At the time, I wanted to print one like about 3 feet long, and yeah, that hasn't happened yet. But it's close. I thought about it more lately. I got big enough machines to do it in maybe 8 pieces, so it might happen. So that's probably one of them. I've printed it a bunch of times. I don't know.
I got it. All right, hang on.
Hey, Sean Butler.
Great. This is probably one of. I can't say it's my favorite because I do have many favorites, but this is one of my favorite prints that I've made. This is a Juka Sapin. I'm hacking the name up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's Juka.
Yeah, it is Juka. That's his first name. I call him Juka. That's it. But this was three different prints as its multicolor model, and it was 60 hours total.
Oh wow, yours took 60 hours.
Well, it was about 24 hours each one because they're little layer heights, and it was just the way it came out was just one of my absolute favorite. And it's hard to capture on camera, but it's a marble PLA with translucent blue water and then just black for the rocks.
There you go.
This one is one of my favorite. I've got a shelf where I put the ones I really love up, and unfortunately, I have a lot of them that I love. Like this would be my second favorite overall.
I broke mine in a couple places, but it's an amazing print. I love Juka's models.
So this is that same AMZ 3D translucent blue, and I think it was an Area 1 Gold silk PLA.
Oh, I haven't done that one yet. Is that one done in different pieces too?
Yeah, it's a 2-parter, but the model you buy also now has a 3-part. So you get city, dome, inner dome.
Ooh,
nice.
And it does have a hole in the bottom And the towers themselves, I don't know if you can tell, but
So
the
you can put a light
towers,
in the bottom.
you can put little fairy lights in them. You just take one of those strands of fairy lights and you can shove it in there, and then they'd all light up and everything.
Cool.
That one's really awesome. Trying to reach without breaking stuff.
Hey,
Another
Mike,
favorite of mine
99191911.
would be the Groot Throne by Wexter. This is in Snow Labs Gradient Filament. And this model was 40 hours, I think it was.
Nice.
I love it. I just completed Yoda today. This is one of the latest Photosmint ones. And it's not going to focus on his old little wrinkly face. And I couldn't have...
Filament is that one?
This is eSun eSilk Gradient Filament. I use the same filament I used for Luke Skywalker, but somehow I managed to make it again where it goes from like here to green right on his head. So I don't know. But I'm a big Star Wars fan. I love it. So I've printed lots, like in anticipation of showing prints because I knew someone was going to ask. I grabbed a bunch from my shelf. So these sit on a stairwell, like on a shelf in my stairwell. This is
Cool.
we all know this is the Eastman Joker, or not Joker, Darth Vader bust.
Joker. It's a tired one here, Jordan.
I know. I put the snow tires on the car today. I am whooped. I was day drinking all day too. It was great. This is
good
just
day for snows.
This is just plain silver. I don't even know what brand this one was. I think it was G-Tech brand silver PLA. And this turned out really awesome. And then the Area 1 Silk Gold that I had. Those are some of my favorite. And my room here is a disaster, generally, that you can see, but the wall has got a full... I share it on Twitter. Anybody who's not following me on Twitter, please do so, because there is lots of cool stuff all the time.
And for those who don't know, if you saw my tweet that had the Alien 3D rear view mirror things, that's 3D Jimmy in chat. That was
I thought that sounded familiar. That's awesome. Yeah, I've got a wall here of Wexter minis on Wexter Wexagons, which, side note, I named. So I guess I do have some sort of influence, some power.
Michael Fox, yes, you will. Well, at least you'll have
absolutely. You will have not just one blue smoke, but a whole strip of blue smoke.
Yes,
depends how they're rigged, but yes.
Yeah. So that
Mike,
was a great question. Thank you, Carson.
Mike, what is a print that you've had the absolute most pain in the butt time?
Oh crap.
And not for like printer failures or anything like that, but the print itself was just a huge pain in the butt.
It's stuff that nobody will know, but I did some contract type work for a guy one time. He gave me some models that I think he ripped out of a game, and they were just crap. You can use all the extra words in there you want. They were awful, full of holes. I spent all kinds of time fixing them, and then he didn't want to pay me for anything. And at the beginning of the conversation, he came to me because his printer wasn't working right. He had a printer and couldn't get it to print and blah, blah, blah. And he wanted him in ABS so he could vapor smooth them because it was a while ago. Probably coming up on 2 years by now. And yeah, those were hell. Anytime somebody brings you a model, almost every time somebody's brought me a model that they got from somewhere, they're crap.
Yeah,
you gotta do all kinds of work to fix them. Yeah. Another job I did recently on the resin machine, I had to recreate the whole model from scratch because it was just too detailed for the time that I had. I wasn't willing to pick out all the support material.
Right.
So I reworked it to make it easier to print, and they loved it. So that was the main thing. They paid me at least.
Awesome.
But yeah,
I
No, there's-
recently had somebody message me about doing a print for them through a thing and saying, hey, you know, like it was a local person through the channel, and they said, hey, can you print me this model, and I want it in wood fill filament, and I'm hoping you can do this. And I was like, yeah, okay, send it to me, and I'll take a look at it and see what's up. And they were looking for a cross, which I have no problem printing religious iconography. That's not a big deal. It was about yay tall. They wanted it in a dark wood PL, like a wood fill, which doesn't really exist. You got to stain it if you want it dark. And it had the names of every book in the Bible on it. So I would have had to have printed it at a 0.1 nozzle, maybe a 0.2 might have. And there's just no way you can do it in wood fill.
Right.
Even if I blew it up, so I blew it up to the maximum print volume of my print bed, and I was still unable to actually capture all the details. And I just had to say, look, like, it's just not possible. I'm sorry. And then there became a bit of an argument about if I was saying I couldn't do it because it was religious or whatever, and I was very clear that I had no problem with it. I just physically was unable to print it.
Right.
So it's hard.
sometimes it is much better to turn down projects than to drive yourself crazy,
Yes.
or to end up spending more money trying to get stuff to work, which I've done. I've bought printers because I couldn't get jobs to print. Bought a new one; it was easier. Ask the guys at 3D Printing Canada.
I'm getting
Are you getting spammed?
Geek, Miss Geek Tech Carson. She's showing Squishy watching us, and she's just jabbering away at us.
Us too. We're doing the same thing.
That's awesome.
Jabbering away.
Freaking adorable.
That's great. I put my tiny terrors to bed. They were at birthday party next door.
Yeah, I think Rose is watching a couple tiny terrors at the moment.
Mine are old.
You're being blamed for it. Squishy sighting. I'm actually I'm gonna leave the channel to you guys for a second. I gotta go get
All right.
something out of my car that I really want to show everybody tonight, so I'll be right back.
Oh, cool.
All right. Okay, we can do whatever we want now. Go.
All right. Hey, so check this out. I'm printing a cover. So I'm redoing the G-Tech. I think I talked about it the other day, how I'm converting it over to direct drive. So I have a whole new direct drive carriage system that I'm working on. BMG clone, pancake stepper was brought in, so the stepper and the extruder and some all metal hot throats came in today, and ordered them yesterday at night on Amazon, and they showed up today.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I'm working on that, but in the meantime, I thought, I'll relocate all the electronics because it comes in the traditional CR10 style monstrosity that I just don't want to deal with anymore. So I printed a new case, a new control case for the screen, because it's a touch screen.
Right.
And I thought, well, black works, that's great. I sat down last night and I completely designed the entire assembly, infusion, did the whole thing. But I didn't realize that the screen is actually shifted 5 millimeters. There's a black band that would show up on the side here. So I redesigned it and reprinted it in Alien Ooze.
Nice.
I'm going to reprint half the parts for this thing in Alien Ooze and then call it something to mess with Josh.
Perfect.
Mr. Buttram says it looks heavy. The entire hot end assembly with the old motor, which was just a regular NEMA 17, was 507 grams when I weighed it. This new one is 60 grams lighter automatically, which actually makes it like it's 413 or something like that. So it looks heavy, but it actually isn't that bad considering.
So another thing, Jimmy brought me to Orlando Maker Faire.
Oh,
Wow.
it was done. Yes.
Very nice.
Freaking looks amazing.
I love that. It looks like I've got one from a brewery that looks a lot like that.
And I believe is done in stainless steel. I got to get a Dremel and cut the sharp, like where it was cut at, smooth it out some. And then I think I'm going to mount it to a blackboard and put some green LEDs behind it.
Yeah, you could 3D print some spacers.
Yeah.
And then when you mount it on the board, put it on the spacers, and then when you could put the light strip to the back of it, and it would glow the whole back off.
Yeah. So I think it's freaking amazing. So thank you, Jimmy, for that.
That's
nice.
awesome.
I'm not sure if it was a plasma. Jimmy would be able to give you the information.
And yes, Chris Freeze. Oh, maybe I didn't see the lens photo you posted. I saw some photos you posted about your new camera, and I'm pretty jealous. Don't like you.
I've seen, like, over the last year and a half, 2 years that I've known Chris, he is like obsessed with taking the perfect picture. Like, he has done so many things and bought so many things and tested so many things, and the effects on things is just it's awesome. But I've never seen somebody so obsessed with photography.
I made a light box when I first started getting into doing the Twitter stuff. I realized that a better photo helps get better traction for sharing and tweeting and stuff like that.
Right.
So I made a little light box out of some dollar store foam core and tissue paper. So the whole box cost me probably $5 for white duct tape, white foam core, and everything from the dollar store. And it worked really good until I kept putting my foot through it because it was sitting on the ground. And so then I just kind of abandoned it. And I've been so busy lately with everything going on with new printers coming in and new machines and filaments to review and talk about. And I haven't taken a good picture in so long. I'm looking forward to the winter coming because then I can start doing some snow dunking photos and just take the print, throw it in the snow, take some great pictures in the outside, and then move on.
Throw it in the snow. Wait, what?
Yeah. It's amazing how much better a 3D print looks when you like throw it in a bush or put it in the grass or the snow.
Yeah. When I used to do when I used to do outside photos of my prints, they did look better with bushes and stuff behind them.
Yeah.
Is that my Discord beeping?
It's not my Discord. I don't use that.
Ever since I joined
to use it.
Ever since I joined Wexter's Discord, my Discord is blowing up like crazy.
I don't use it. I have access to it, obviously. I don't use it. I have.
Let's see. Open volume mixer. Is that the right one I need? Yeah, there we go.
I have a love-hate relationship with Discords.
Why is that?
Well, I like the info, but the thing just beeps 24/7. One of the problems with the global community is stuff happens 24 hours a day, and people go in and they'll be like, "Oh, cool." I'm like, "Yeah, thanks for waking me up to read that."
Yeah,
Or at work, it just bings and chings and chirps and burps, and it's like, just goodbye, done. Shut it all down.
Yeah, I can't keep up with the new chat program either. I have too much going on to try to keep up with a new program.
Yeah, I generally mute the server and only get notifications if somebody mentions everyone or me specifically. At everyone or at me.
And then people get mad because you didn't see what they put on Discord. And it's like, it's just too much. I have a real job, a day job, and I have all this to do. And, you know, I just don't have time to keep up on all that. Twitter's hard enough. But at least I can filter that a bit.
I should tag Mike in more stuff on Twitter.
Thanks for that. Well, you tag me a lot now. I just breeze past those.
Not as much as you'd think I could.
Block, done. Then I wouldn't have been here. See.
So just as a note for people to notice that or know. So like I said, I've had my Twitter account since 2010, but I used it for news and local stuff, like local sports and stuff like that. That was about it. I got into 3D printing, like I said. December, I got my printer. I had it up and running December, January. I started posting stuff and finding people on Twitter. I want to say like late February, March. Since then, I am at 20,000 tweets.
Nice.
On average, I am on a monthly basis now 300 to 400,000 retweet reach. I look at it not necessarily always as a hobby, but as a paid hobby. I do stuff to enjoy myself, but also to make it so I don't have to fork out a ton of money to do it. So.
Yeah, I getting close to 10,000 tweets, I think, on mine.
I got roped into a crowd of a few people
peer pressure.
Get very tweet happy. Yeah, Mike White Rosa was very disappointed she couldn't Twitter message you today.
Why not?
Because you don't follow each other?
Yeah, you don't follow her, so she couldn't message you.
Okay.
What was funny is I don't follow Rosa, but it shows up in my
I'll go work on that.
My alternative messages that I go through regularly to see who's messaging me. And
the request ones, yeah.
Yeah, I get a lot of those. Which is all right.
She was telling me because we were talking while I was driving to Orlando, and she was like, "You're lucky I know Jordan, because if it was anybody else, you'd have to do it because I don't know anybody." I'm like, you know everybody. Shut up.
I do need to enunciate, Geek Tech, if I just said it was for Twitter nudes and sports. I mean, you could use it for that.
Yeah, you could. I don't think there's any kind of filter on Twitter. Like, well, I'm sure there's a filter, but like rules against anything.
They tried it a few years ago, from my understanding, and that didn't go over so well, and then it went away. Chris Russell, Practical Printing in the house.
Hey, what's up, Chris?
The maple syrup brought him out of hiding.
Yeah, Chris has been interacting with me more and more on Twitter. I noticed. I'm catching the attention of the big names.
Chris is a big name?
Chris is a big name. When I saw him at Murph, I mean, like when I meet people in person that I like fanboy over, because they're big in the community and stuff, I play it off. the best I can. But no, when I met Chris at Murph, it was super cool. And then we started
the
talking about
fanboy thing happens.
Yeah, his filament colors. So yeah. Hey James. Never got a motivation? Yeah, I'm hardly ever motivated, but I'm sure you meant notification.
I'm sure it's something meant notification, but
West Coast Chris.
He's been called worse things.
It's so tricky sometimes. Like, I get up in the morning and my phone is blown up overnight from Twitter messages, or if Mia posts something about food or anything, it goes nuts. And then I look at it and I was like, what is Chris doing up 5 hours ago? It's 7 o'clock in the morning. But not for him, because it was he's 3 hours behind us.
Right.
Yeah.
Carson, you're always procrastinating.
The squishy helps with the procrastinating.
Yeah. You and Devin. That's weird. Oh, Mike messaged me. What is Rose's Twitter name? It's actually Miss Alien 3D. MRS Alien 3D.
I noticed that it was no longer Bubbles.
Yeah, Bubbles.
Or other.
Yeah, she's trying to drop hints now. That next time I come up there, I think she wants me to bring the ring. So
hey, that's
print one.
She's dropping hints.
Yeah, print
okay.
Print a YouTube ring.
Yeah, she'd kill me with that one.
She'll have it made into like solid steel and put a whole fistful of them in.
I actually need to find the very first time I ever went to Country House. He gave me a resin printed.
He gave you a ring?
Yeah, a Green Lantern ring.
Oh.
I have no idea where it's at right now because I've moved everything all over the place.
I just cleaned up a bunch and I had printed off a ton and like 3 of them just to do it. Because the one thing I love about resin printing is Z is your limiter in time. Right? So you print 1 or print 3 if they're the same thing. It takes the same amount of time.
Right.
So I printed 3 of the open source rings to show for details and stuff like that. It was very cool.
Yeah, James, you're fairly new to the stream, so for those who don't know, I've already dropped the money on a ring for her. She just hasn't allowed me to put it on her finger yet.
Beyonce would be so disappointed.
Who?
Beyonce.
Sorry, Mike.
Then you better put a ring on it.
I'm just bugging you.
Yeah, I'll be completely honest. I bought that ring less than a month after we met. And she's been putting it off for the last 7 months now. But then I got back from Earth and she changed it to Miss Alien 3D. So I think she's
coming around.
I think she's coming around to the idea.
Have you thought up any more hard-hitting expose questions? You normally ask, companies all kinds of things. I don't know.
My brain is so dead. Like literally, I woke up at 7 o'clock Friday, which is like early to me. I usually sleep until like 9. So I got up at 7 o'clock Friday, drove to Fun King's house. Then we drove to Orlando. We unpacked. I think we got back from Orlando, or I got home probably about 6 o'clock.
Well, you guys were farting last night.
Friday night. I don't know what I did Friday night, but then Saturday, I woke up at 7 again, drove to Orlando, walked around the entire day. Then we went to the farts dinner at 6. And then I was at Prusa's meetup until 10.
Oh, wow.
Prusa hosted a meetup at, it's kind of like a Dave and Buster's type place.
Yeah, okay.
And so I was there until 10:30ish, 10:15, 10:30ish. And then I had to drive an hour and a half home. And then I woke up at 7 again this morning, but I was like, no, I'm too tired and I don't need to be there right at 10 because I don't have a table. So I fell back to sleep until Rosa messaged me close to 9. And then I got up and drove back to Orlando on my feet all day again until 5. Then I helped Fun King pack back up, and I left there at 6 and got home 2 minutes before I started streaming. So I'm just wore the heck out. My brain is dead, completely unprepared.
Well, we'll have to do this again.
Yes,
Official
definitely.
things, like we definitely
it's
do
like,
to hang out and goof around all the time. It's
yeah, well, I know there's more Canadian makers. I don't know if you know of 3D Printing Bunny.
yeah, Cash. She
but-
hasn't been around.
Yeah,
much.
I know. I noticed that, but I did send her a message in case she wanted to join. And then James, Print and Play, I have him. He's got to give me a date first. He's working on something right now that he's going to reveal on Alien After Dark.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he's
so-
where's he located again?
Ottawa-ish.
Is it Ottawa? Okay.
Yeah, he's up Ottawa way.
Yeah, Cash is out West Coast. She's in British Columbia.
Yeah.
Geek Tech, question from the audience. In your best, I'm going to say opinion, what is the most accurate printer that you have ever used, not SLA, of course? Mike, you go ahead and start because I know you've got better machines than I do.
I don't know if they're better, but
More expensive.
I'd say that my Prusas are probably the best ones on most days. Some days not. Some days not. The new Prusa Slicer and I are not real good friends yet. I made a conscious effort to not use Simplify 3D anymore. And on the Prusa Slicer's okay, but I need to learn a lot. I need somebody to do some real good tutorials. Unfortunately, those are hard to find because Prusa Slicer is also Slicer Prusa Edition. So when you Google it, you get all kinds of old stuff, not current. And, even when you know there's one there, you can't find it easily.
Right.
So, I guess my Prusas are probably the best.
On it. Your Prusa printers. I'm going to go the other direction. My Ender 3 is my go-to machine when I want a perfect print. Now, I don't know how we're going to quantify accuracy. I don't do too many mechanical prints. For example, like this mechanical print that I'm working on for this printer, the screen cover and everything like that, I undersized the holes in Fusion 360 so that I can do what I'm doing right now and keep my hands busy. And I just hand drill out and just threading and tapping them myself. So I'm not worried about printer accuracy as far as mechanical stuff, but for go-to beautiful prints, Ender 3 every time.
And see, I care less usually about surface finish and beauty. Most of the stuff that I have to do that's important to me is dimensional. It's got to fit to line up with a part somewhere else.
Right.
So I'm less. I don't spend a lot of time dialing in filaments, and that is just not. I don't have time and patience for it right now. I just don't. If I had lots of time to do it, fine. But I don't. I run everything at 205, 210, something like that. And I just run it. And then some days when I do things like that, I end up with pieces like this that are all stringy and PETG, but it'll do the job. I'll hit it with the flame and it'll be all right. It's a bracket for mounting the Mosaic Palette 2 on the wall. Looking forward to next week. Hopefully, well, maybe by Christmas, getting my upgrade parts for my Palette 2 Pro. Who knows how long those are going to take.
I was thinking about that because I just got my refurbished Palette 2. And then they come out with the S upgrade kit. And it's only $100.
Your S upgrade kit and the refurbished Palette 2 will cost you less because of where you got it from than having bought a Palette 2.
Oh yeah,
in the States
absolutely.
Or a Palette 2X.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. But what I've decided on, because I believe Chris Freeze, the Ziltech discount code should be UFO 3D. If that doesn't work, let me know. I will look it up again. But I decided that I'm going to wait for the core or slice core or something. I hear they go bad. So wait for that to go bad before I buy the upgrade.
Yeah, the other thing with the upgrade as it stands right now is currently it's a gain of 10% speed for splicing. If that's not a concern for you, it's not necessarily the best reason to go out and get it right away.
Right, but the arms and the new wheels are supposed to add some improvement of stuff too, right?
Yeah, they're supposed to help with flexibles as well, and to avoid filament breakage for older dryer filaments. So that's handy as well. I want one. If I had the money, I would have bought one already. But also 3D Printing Canada doesn't have it available yet. So, and I'm going to buy it through
better not.
No, it's going to be up on the site. I was told next week you can pre-order them, I believe.
Yeah.
They've got some parts available, but the kit themselves aren't up for another little bit. We've got some questions from the chat. Mr. Bootram, did I order a Prusa Mini yet? No. I want one very badly, just because I want all the things, but Mike ordered one.
Sorry, I couldn't get you a free one.
Okay, sorry, Michael Fox. It is UFO 15 for 15% off.
And
Justin 3D, the refurb, I got it from 3D Printing Canada, and they do free shipping to the US if you spend more than $99, and which the Palette 2 is, and it's
not
about
just the Palette 2, any order.
Yeah, and it's about $100 less than a new one, I think.
A little more than that, actually.
Yeah, it probably is a little more than that. I can't remember exactly.
I got it in front of me here.
Chris Freeze, according to tracking, let me refresh the page.
So while you're looking that up, a Palette 2 factory refurbished, recertified from 3D Printing Canada is $378 US. That includes free shipping anywhere in Canada or the US.
Yeah, so it's more than $100 off.
Yeah, whereas the standard Palette 2 is $510 US. They don't currently have any Pros refurbished as well before anyone else asks.
Well, the Pros just launched, so I wouldn't think. Oh, no, wait, you're talking about the 2 Pro. Yeah, I'm thinking the S. Yeah, I'd say my best print, now that it's freaking working, the Failcore has actually been giving me amazing prints since I got back from Earth. I can barely see layer lines, and that's at 0.2. And so I'm actually surprised. But as I don't know if you saw, Carson, lots of figures of varying complexity.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
Besides SLA.
Besides
but
SLA.
not SLA.
So the thing is it depends on what you're printing. So like I print a lot of busts, statues, figures that not small little things. I will generally print larger prints, and I use a standard 0.4 nozzle, and it comes out very well. It's the trick to it is going slow. Everybody doesn't like to do it, but the slower you can print, and I learned this from Filament Frenzy and our buddy Chris there, is low and slow, and you get the print you're looking for. It takes longer, but you get what you're after.
Yeah, I really, if you're talking about FDM versus SLA, since I've gotten an SLA, it's like comparing apples to oranges.
What's your average layer height you print at, Josh?
Well, on FDM, I print on 0.2. It's all I print on because it's all I trust to print on. Because I've tried to go less than that on my fail core and it jams.
I'll print 0.16 is my average printing. So, Luke Skywalker, 0.16 layer height. It is like, it's hard to pick up on cam, but it is buttery smooth. On an SLA, so even just the Photon, which you and I both have, and I think Mike's got an Elegoo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're starting, or the print that they default to is 0.05.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's already half the height of my best printing layer height.
Yeah.
So your resolution and your like, you look at something, and when you see layer lines on an SLA print, you go, "Huh, I didn't realize it had layers."
Yeah.
And it's just because there's so many of them, and it's just at a smaller height. So. And
you can actually go less than 0.05.
The default slicing profile is set for 0.05. That's all.
Yeah, but it increases the print time by a lot.
Oh, yeah. If you do half of that, it takes twice as long. Similar to FDM. If you go the difference between 0.1 and 0.2, it's twice as long.
Right.
Same idea. Yeah, okay, let's see if I can do this. Yep, it's there. This is going to take a bit.
I thought I was looking at a butt crack for a second.
No, this is
maybe you are. Hey, let's just give it time. It is after dark.
These are this is the closest I can get to in this room right now. 2 prints. The orange one is plain PLA. I think it's 3D Printing Canada's dark orange, and done on the Prusa with Chelsea's unicorn. And this was done on the Elegoo with that water-based stuff, resin. And I'll do I can't do side-by-side with the microcam, but I can hopefully get it to sit still long enough. Oh. Okay, those are layer lines. I don't know if you can see that okay.
You get some ripples there.
And that's on the FDM?
That's the FDM. That's the layer lines on it. Let me see if I can find a smoother. The butt is probably the best spot.
That's the design of the model.
That's layer lines, right? You can really see them there for a second. Oh, I almost got them lined up parallel. I'll put them off a bit just to drive all the OCD people crazy.
Nice.
And then, if you go into one of these, there just aren't any.
Not that we're used to, right?
They're
it's
there.
Entirely
They're just really fine. And just the feel, can you guys hear that?
Yeah.
That's fingernail on the FDM. It's just so much finer that there's just, no comparison that way. That's just default settings basically for both of them. 0.2
Right.
probably, 0.15 if I was really wanted it to take longer. But there's just, if you're doing anything where you need small volume economically, that's all you can. It's just so much smoother.
Yeah.
But it's messy. It stinks. It's a lot of extra processing. It's not a lot. It's significantly more post-processing time than FDM.
Really?
And
You
have to
think
think
so?
different. Well, yeah. I mean, FDM, you just take it off the bed. The worst I do is wash the glue off the bottom and pick off a little bit of, if the supports are done right, they come off pretty clean. I don't have to
hit it with a torch maybe, and that's it.
Yeah.
See, on FDM, I absolutely hate supports. I always have problems with supports. But since I did the SLA, yeah, you got to do the alcohol bath, and if you really want to get it clean, do the second alcohol bath. Then you let it dry. Then you got a UV. Yeah, I guess that's post-processing and stuff. But for me, like, I've printed 2 minis so far, and I wouldn't really call this a mini because I blew it up. But I've done one for me, and I've done one for Devin, and the supports come off so much easier, and they're so much cleaner.
Sometimes they'll actually dig in as opposed to FDM, which stick on.
Right.
So you'll get zits. You can get little zits out or little pimples in.
Yeah.
Right, but you can also fill those dimples in with, like, if you take a paper clip and just dip it into some resin and then fill in the holes and then hit it with the UV light and then do a little bit of sanding, the dimples go away. But try doing that on a PLA print. Sanding a PLA print is the worst thing ever.
So my big thing is that I don't have the coordination anymore or the time to sit here and paint things. Like I painted one model that I took a Wexter Mini and I blew it up. It is this big and it's Iron Man. And I used spray paint, masking tape and spray paint. And I got what I needed out of it. I just don't. So to me, anyways, I have cool filaments. I've got Alien Ooze. I've got gradients. I've got cool colors from 3D Printing Canada and Snow Labs and some like cool colors. I've got like clear green and some peachy resin right now. I've got some blue. Like there's some cool resin colors, but they're kind of limited in their cool factor that way. So for me to then sit down and then post-process, so not only do you have to clean the print, do all the post-processing, then you have to finish it. If that's your game. My game is print and be done. I don't care about the cleanup and stuff like that. That's just part of the mystery and the wonder of resin printing, but it's the cleanup, man. I'm just not after that cleanup.
Justin, honestly, I did not even look to see about any kind of warranty or anything. Knowing me, I already assume I'm gonna pull a lot of the box and it's not gonna work.
You should still get service from Mosaic.
Yep.
Either Mosaic or 3D Printing Canada, one of the two, I'm sure are going to do. They're not.
If there was a problem, they're not just leaving it. Even Mosaic, I mean, they get messages all the time from people outside of the 30-day warranty, year warranty, whatever the case may be. You've got a question, ask them. Worst they say is no.
Even the refurbs are refurbed by Mosaic, right?
Right. Yes. Yeah. This isn't like they took them in at 3D Printing Canada and fixed them there. They were sent off to Mosaic, and Mitch and his team worked their magic and sent it back.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear it in my voice, babe? Every time.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Every time I go to an event, Rose is like, "Yeah, you talked a lot today. I can hear it."
No, the Mosaic people seem to be really good. Their support is awesome. I've messaged them at night, like 9, 10 o'clock at night, and expect to hear from them, noon the next day because they're downtown Toronto. I don't expect them to be there early. And half an hour later, you get a response. I'm like, what are you doing there? Go home, man. I've said that to them before. This can wait. But no, they're good.
I swear, Jordan, you should have an affiliate link with 3D Printing Canada because that's at least the second Mosaic you sold for them.
I've sold a few otherwise, but they also gave me a pallet. So
yeah, that's true. That's true.
And working on something else. I've got to get this set up right now, but I have one of these Creality 3D viewers to set up and work out.
Was it you or was it somebody else I saw with that? And I was.
Jim had one. I don't think he ever got it to work.
Somebody I talked to was talking bad about it. Mike, Justin wants to know if you've tried PVA.
Just type in a reply.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, not yet. I ordered a roll of PVA from filaments.ca, and it arrived about a week and a bit ago. And I got sidetracked with the water-based resin, or not water-based, sorry, water-washable resin. And on that, played with that for a while and never got to the PVA yet. And since then, the palette folks have shown, and Joel has shown that, you can use PETG as a barrier material for that. So I think that's going to be an interesting way to go.
That idea to me just seems
I don't think it should work. But I don't think it should work. Like, I don't understand.
It should, absolutely. But
how do they get it, if it doesn't stick, how do they get it to stick in the palette and then not stick later? A little bit of magic. But it worked for Joel, so it's got to work.
I think what it is it's not necessarily like I bet you if you were to take it and you really gave it a good pull, it'd come right apart. And that's part of where Joel had to change the settings around to dial it in a bit.
Now, did Joel use PVA? I just saw the video on the PETG.
No,
he used He has used PVA, I believe, in the past. I don't know if he's running PVA through the palette. I don't want to speak for him that way, but he's also got the dual-headed machines. So if he does PVA in the first machine, in the one head, and then the other. But the thing with the palette is, I bet you it does more of probably grabs it more, encapsulates it a little bit, and then you're just naturally, it gets pulling and feeding. It's not a lot of pressure to pull it into the hot end.
Right.
I think if you watch Joel's video, watch it closely when he's taking the supports off the first model that has the PETG interface layer. He actually, from what I could see, it looks like there was actually some bleeding from the PETG purge.
Right.
And that's why it snapped so easily right where it did, because he actually had a small layer of PETG in the PLA print. And that can happen, like, that's part of dialing in the settings and getting a massive purge block and everything, is to ensure that you don't have that bleeding transition over.
Right.
He broke the second one, Ryan, on purpose. The first one on accident.
All of my palette testing has been put on pause since I started hearing that they were going to bring out something else. I'm like, I'm not wasting time on this right now. I'll just wait till they fix it and then see what the new version works like and learn there.
I'd like them to do some more updates to Canvas.
Oh man, I hope so.
It's a good idea of a slicer. It just needs more love. I want to be able to tweak more settings. Part part of my big problem, and Josh, when we set up your palette, we'll go through this, you and I, is you have to set up Canvas as a slicer first
Mhm.
before you even remotely turn on the palette. And I didn't do that. I just started printing, and I think that's where, honestly, from talking to other people who have been like, "Oh, the palette's the worst thing," and they've thrown it. That is the
They didn't follow the
worst
process, the steps.
no, that's not in the process.
Okay.
It doesn't talk about doing. It does talk about putting the settings and importing them from another slicer, etc. But it doesn't. It doesn't address tuning Canvas as if it was a new slicer. By that, I mean you need to tune your extrusion multiplier. That's your extrusion multiplier and your retraction are the two things that matter the most in Canvas. My extrusion multiplier and my E-steps were perfect on the printer before I got started using Prusa Slicer, and the firmware E-steps were perfect. The extrusion multiplier in Canvas, after I was having all this problem of over extruding and issues and clicking gears, and had to change the extruder from a regular style to a Bondtech style, it was still over extruding and causing problems. And that's because their calculations for extrusion multiplier are through the roof. 98 is my usual extrusion multiplier in Prusa Slicer. I had to drop it to 92 in Canvas. And that's every printer is going to be different depending on the setup. But
no, they just updated Canvas too, did they not?
They've been doing some updates to it.
It changes occasionally.
Yeah, I thought when they announced the S upgrades that they also announced some Canvas upgrades.
Well, the S part, they also announced the hub, which is, I was just addressing Justin's comment, but I can say it verbally now, is the Canvas hub was updated to the Hub S, and it's a faster Pi that's in there,
which will really help.
So it is
really help. Yeah. So it's
the first one was a slug.
It's a Pi Zero. It's slow. It can't.
So you're telling me I wasted money buying this?
Nope.
No. It's still, Josh. You don't have to load SD cards. You don't have to transfer prints. You don't have to, like, it talks to your printer, it talks to your palette, and it does what you need it to do. But you
still have to connect it to your printer, or it's all Wi-Fi.
You got to physically plug it into your printer, just like an Octoprint.
No, I mean from your computer to.
No, it's sitting on the wall right now. It's completely wireless from the computer, but it is wired to the palette and to the printer.
Yeah, that's.
And then from that, you can log into Canvas on your computer or your tablet or your phone, and slice a print in it, and then send it there if you want. Or if you're using something like Prusa Slicer, if you put the API key in, you can just slice a regular print and send it just like you would through Octoprint as well. So,
right,
it's a really good option for people who want just a plug and play thing. What Justin in 3D is asking about, and Mark kind of mentioned as well, is if you already have an Octoprint setup, or you have another Pi that you have available to you, or you'd rather use your own, you just download the Canvas plugin. That's the difference. That's all it is. It's a Raspberry Pi. This one's a Pi Zero with a breakout board inside of it. Like, if you take that hub and just pop it, you'll see it's a Pi Zero.
Yeah.
The new one that they've made is it's just a better Pi. It's a Pi 3B core board.
I have to find my Pi because I used to have Octoprint that I used for my ANETs, but since they crashed,
even Mitch said, I was surprised that Joel said that when he did his little review there of the S stuff. He was like, just use a Pi, and I was like, really? And then when I saw Mitch doing the 3D Printing Canada one there, he said the same thing.
And I think it's because they they're acknowledging, and I think it's good to acknowledge it, that the hub is for people who want an out of the box experience, who don't want to have to SSH into a thing or compile like watch Chris Riley videos on learning how to set up Octoprint and how to install it on an SD card,
Right.
setting it all up. They just want to turn it on and away you go. The hub, that's the best part about it. I have an Octoprint that I use for the 3 printers that usually sit on the bench behind me. I use one Pi following Chris Riley instructions that runs 4 instances of Octoprint.
Yeah,
So I can log into each one separately.
I have an old laptop that I've been contemplating because he also put out a video about setting up a Octoprint farm using a laptop.
Okay.
I've been contemplating doing that.
I would choose that before I would do a Pi.
Yeah,
Like
because I mean, you've got the processing power to handle.
If you have it available, then that's like the best option, because you can leave it running, and if the power goes out, then it has battery to run for a bit. Yeah, I don't know. Even though this room is not even 10 by 10, and I can just turn around and plug SD cards in, I hate SD cards. I hate them with a passion.
So is that Mike?
I wash SD cards frequently.
In your
Because my
pockets.
office is up on the main floor and my printers are down in a room behind me here. So I have them in my pocket, and then, up and down, put them in, put them out. And then, laundry time, take those shorts, throw them in the laundry. I've washed quite a few. They come out clean. They still work.
Yeah, I mean, they're solid state, so they're.
But yeah,
I've run a
washed
USB drive through the washer and dryer before.
And I
still work.
I assume my dog's eating a couple, probably. I don't know. I seem to keep buying them 5 at a time and just using them till I need more. So
that's hilarious.
Yeah, I just
Kleenex.
I like being able to make sure the bed's clean, filament's loaded. I click everything on my screen, preheat it, send it from Prusa Slicer. Next printer setup, do the same thing, print. And I, like earlier today, I was printing a bunch of parts for this build, and I just slice, send. Okay, and I went upstairs. That was it. I didn't have to plug stuff in. I didn't have to unplug it. If the power went out, I'd lose all my prints. But
UPS.
Yeah, I'm so frustrated with my UPS. I'm to the point where I need a different UPS for every printer.
That's what I end up doing.
It's expensive though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would rather just lose a print. It doesn't cost me that much to start over.
Wait till you start doing big stuff.
Yeah.
I've had to restart a few. I've had to measure and get it to kind of start at the same place as the code. I've done start a new print and then glue it on again later. And
yeah. I might be able to reach it. No, don't think I can.
Or if you're in a time crunch.
Yeah, my giant alien that I did for to take to Earth. Well, I wouldn't call it giant, but the 1.5 foot tall one. It jammed on me, and I had to measure the height, and I restarted it.
This was 37 hours into the Yoda. So this was a bigger Yoda. I decided afterwards, because this was going to be the same size as the Luke, and I thought after I was reslicing, I went, no, he should be smaller. So I made it smaller. But this is when I had a printer fail, like the wheel exploded, but it could have just as easily been the power. It's happened before. And it's like, well, do you slice it and then glue it and put some gloop on it, and the gloop will hold it there. It's not a problem. It's just start over. Start over. It's just filament. But that I wish I could then just take this, put it in the shredder, and
remake filament.
The thing about it is, and actually, 3D Printing Canada has just started carrying a recycled filament. The pronunciation of the brand is
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Sakarit or Sakarit or something. I don't know exactly, but you're basically getting like a brown kind of, because it's an amalgamation. See, to me, the recycled PLA idea to me would be for just throw some black in it as well, and I would just make batches of black filament. Just make batches of black. Even if you took a regular run, like a good roll you had, cut off a meter of it, put that in the grinder, it'll dye the whole rest of the batch black, and you just use that.
See, Josh, that was one of the questions. The guys that were doing the recycled PETG just down from you at IRF, they were selling it in clear PETG recycled and purple.
How do you get
clear out of recycle? And I was too busy, running around buying stuff and trying to get back to my booth. Is that it there?
This is it here. I don't know. That was a question I had too, and I forgot to ask them, and I should reach out to them again. But yeah, this is the clear, and it's like my lighting sucks, but it's like really, really clear.
Yeah.
And
to me,
haven't tried it yet.
For recycled,
too much virgin material.
And it's Green Gate 3D. If you go to their website.
They were preaching pretty high recycle amounts too, weren't they?
Yeah.
It seemed.
Let me go to their website.
It seemed unbelievable-ish to me, but I didn't. I was just, I just grabbed a couple rolls Sunday afternoon from them, and.
So this stuff at 3D Printing Canada is called Sakata RE850. It's a PLA plus, but it's actually listing random colors. There's no, you don't get to choose black or red or blue. Like, it's just, you get what you get. But $17 a kilo Canadian, so $12 a kilo American, and it's recycled. And it comes on a the cardboard box, and I think the spool is actually has something to do with it being recycled as well.
Yeah, so as of right now, they've got translucent purple, gold, primer gray, clear, black, blue, red, and white. And then they also sell the clear recycled PETG pellets.
Yeah. I only saw purple and clear on their booth there, but again, I didn't stop and talk to them. I just went there, bought stuff, and left.
And
I wonder if there's a processing method for basically bleaching.
It says it's 100% recycled PETG pellets.
I wasn't going to quote. I knew it was high, but I didn't realize it was that high. But
well, there's
I don't know.
There's a company in the UK that's doing. They do recycled fishing nets. They're doing like a nylon, and it has like it looks like fishing line. It's got that bluey green color to it because it's recycled.
Yeah. I mean, I would have bought this stuff if it was dog's breakfast color too. I don't care. I just wanted to try it.
Right.
But which I haven't got to, but it's on the list.
How much is that recycled stuff, Josh? Is it pricey
it's $30.
Yeah. They had a deal it, or if it was 2 for $45, I think I paid for it. 2 spools.
That's good.
It's over there.
I mean, $30 for PETG is really not a bad price.
Yeah.
No. I just started printing with PETG, which is a shameful thing, but
why is it shame? I love PETG. It's my favorite filament to print with.
It's shameful for me because I just started with it. I have.
Oh yeah.
I have
shame.
PLA. It's
String Central. My fault.
It's just getting the settings right, and Josh, I almost cursed your name because I was putting it. I put it through the ender that has my Wham Bam plate on it. And for some reason lately, I think my bed springs are getting weak because if I take the bed off to flex it and then I put it back, it throws the level out altogether. And I didn't re-level it before printing, and it got really close, and then it started sticking. It stuck to the Wham Bam, and it took There is
Did
a
you use the
gouge.
Pet G?
Yeah, there's some Pet G, and I let it cool down. I let it cool down before I touched it, but it got too close to the bed, and either the nozzle scraped or it helped it scrape, and it left a little tiny. It's not right in the middle. So I got out my steel wool and I sanded it and I scrubbed it and I scrubbed it and I scrubbed it with the steel wool and I scrubbed it a bit longer. And then I went, okay, I think it's close. I'll go with that.
Yeah, fishy filaments, they recycle fishing nets or something. Isn't that what they do?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, fishing filaments. I want to say they're based in the UK, but I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, now that I'm back from Orlando Maker Fair, I need to print something on this beauty. It's been so long since I've printed on them.
Did you
Who's
bake it?
that?
Yeah, I baked it. It's a Print Bite. And it's my absolute favorite build surface ever in the world. You're supposed to be able to print everything on it, and you don't need any kind of adhesives. And I used it on my ANET A8s for over a year and never needed to be replaced, never lost its stickiness. You just wipe it down with acetone every once in a while and keep going. But you don't have that layer of stuff that can peel off if you pull it off hot. And
I've printed so much on my Wham Bam since I got it that the adhesive to the magnet, so the magnet was still holding like a champion, but the adhesive started to curl up in the corner. So I had to peel it back, and it actually cracked a little in the middle because of it's so hot and then warped, and it's had a hard life, that Wham Bam. And then I just put some super glue down and then stuck it back down.
Geek Tech, it's called Print Bite, and it's from overseas, and it is, because of the shipping, it's a little more, it's kind of pricey, but I'm telling you, this stuff lasts forever. And like, as soon as your bed cools, you don't need to flex anything. You don't need to, like, I put it on a flex plate, just what the hell. But you don't have to, because the second the part is cool, you could take a feather and push it off. It releases itself.
You were saying that some of your more aggressive angled prints, you would just hear it fall over from the other room and you knew it was done.
Yeah, when I was doing the giant alien, and sometimes there were parts, and I have some pictures from back when I was printing them. Like, I'd have a part like this, and they were only 1 centimeter wide. So you'd have about a 1 centimeter wide, about that long, and angled like this. And it would stick through the whole print. And then as soon as the bed cooled, I could hear them fall. And that's when I knew they were done.
I'd be so afraid of the bed losing temperature partway through a print.
Yeah, that is
10 does that. One of them does that. It just occasionally just shuts off.
That is one thing.
bed.
If you lose temperature and it releases, then you'd have an issue. But if you've got a reliable bed and you don't lose power,
I had a bed that the solder connection broke, and it killed the print, went out on minimum bed temp failure, and halted the print. But it didn't turn off the hot end, and I was like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
So I learned how to change things in Marlin, and then I fixed it.
Hey, Lightspeed. Ryan, the reason I don't wholesale it is because one thing I learned with spending over $1,000 to get custom Alien 3D build tech sheets, when stuff depends on the size of a bed, if you don't get the right size, it's not going to sell. And then
you don't want to be like what
inventory.
Tanny had, where they sent them the wrong size, and they said, "Yo, just cut it."
But I literally had 100 build tech sheets for over a year, and then I ordered 100 more just so I could give them out as UFO accessories in
Like
July.
Like the one on the wall?
Yeah, that I gave those away in July in my UFO boxes because I had 100 of them that didn't sell, and so then I bought 100 more so I could fill the UFO boxes.
Seems I had 100 that didn't sell, so I bought more.
Well, so I could give them away. And
I know,
literally,
it's just-
when I went to Earth, I still had extra. I had more, and I just laid them out on the table and let people take them.
yeah.
You didn't see them, Mike?
No. But
Yeah, I had them on my table.
Mike.
I got tired of getting my fingers slapped for taking stuff off people's tables. So
Yeah, everything on my table except the big prints was takeable.
that's fine.
I think some places needed to have a sign. I said, "Take this, don't take this." And
I don't know if I've ever used actual real build tack.
Hey, Chris Lane.
oh, that's not a
Michael
bad idea,
Mullery.
Devin.
What'd you say?
She
Who's
took
this
it and cut it down for a flash forge. I've got a Adventurer 3 that uses fake tack. A little alien fake tack in there would be kind of cool.
Yeah. Ryan uses alien tack as a mouse pad.
Not a bad choice either.
I hope it's safe to comment on YouTube, Chris.
Yeah. As long
Hey.
as you don't spam it.
Just-
No emotion.
yes.
No
No
emoticons.
spam. Stay out of the emojis. You're a grown up. You're fine.
But there are channels that just thrive on that stuff. All the IRL channels and that, more on Twitch, I guess, but there, I'm sure there's tons on here too that I just don't see, so I don't follow them.
Yeah,
But
Twitch.
that's how they
is-
build excitement and hype and all that, is to get people to throw lots of emojis in there, and then people give them money. And
Yeah,
now I hope that sometime this week that YouTube smartens up and fixes that. Because
Yeah.
that's just crazy.
Hey, Chris, I'm not going to butcher your last name. I apologize.
I have I'm having a debate of reprinting this or just cutting it.
Just print it again. It's easier.
You missed it, Josh. I made a thing.
You made a thing.
Made out of
You made a tiny television screen.
It is going to be the LCD holder for my G-Tech A30, which is going to be a Monkey Tech
Monkey Tech.
machine. It is going to be very customized, sort of the board, the stock board going back in. I just don't have the money to buy a new board and screen and everything else. But everything, all the control box and everything that's moving. This is the control box for it, and it is empty. I gutted the whole thing.
Cool.
So,
Why do you hate the external box so much?
space. For me, it's space. Also, because I was changing, I already have to cut this cable apart to change the hot end around. I thought, well, I could do that, but I also want to save space. So, because if I could get that more space over there, I might have room just to have the photon sitting at least on a shelf when I'm not using it, as opposed to the floor. So
Devin,
I just don't like them.
I like the external box because if you ever put it in an enclosure, like a CR10 machine,
Yes.
well, you're not cooking the electronics because they do not light
No,
heat.
I know that, and I know.
And all the ones that put all the boards under the bed now and they make it all pretty and compact and crap, I don't get it because you can never use it for real work.
What are you using an enclosure for these days? Most people aren't
A lot
printing
of
ABS anymore because ASA is easier to print, doesn't require the external enclosure.
I
just
don't
as
know
strong.
about the whole easier to print. I hate ASA.
I've
Yeah,
only
I
printed
like
it
it.
a couple
Tried it,
times, and
didn't love it.
it's not as easy. But now with
I use it. I
PET-Gs
like
having-
it for PET G. I like it for a lot
Yeah.
of things because the room where I print has an overhead air conditioning and heat duct, So in
Okay.
the summer, it's blowing cold air all the time. No matter how much you turn it off, it still leaks through.
Right.
So I don't like the airflow issues. So
I printed most of my Pet G stuff that I did recently in the FlashForge because it's enclosed.
yeah,
And I thought, well, if it can print ABS, it should be able to print ASA or Pet G without a problem.
yeah.
And because it's not like I didn't use the carbon fiber Pet G. I just used plain gray. I didn't have to worry about burning out the $35 nozzle in there. I think it's pricey.
Adam in 3D. Other than Amazon, I have no idea. Or try going to a local electronics store.
Yeah, like the shadier looking the electronics store, the better chances of finding the right connector.
Yeah.
Like if it looks like an electronics store that you have to keep your hands in your pockets so that you don't touch things, that's where you're going to find those connectors.
A little mom and pop.
Yeah. My buddy Jay showed me one just around the corner from, I want to say filaments.ca or one of the, it's just around the corner from where those are, that is actually like 4 or 5 stores that they've just over the years broken down a wall and they've turned this next one into part of it. And it like, he's like, Sayal?
Yeah.
Is that what
I know the
was?
one you mean. Yeah.
I think it's called Sayal, and it's like he's like, if you need something, like you just go in there, and they'll have it, and if they don't, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, ask them; they'll find it. It takes them a while, but they'll find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to self crimp some DuPont connectors without using the right crimp connector. Like I don't have the crimp tool. I'm just gonna wing it.
Chris, what are you trying to burn out of a $35 nozzle? Is it a vanadium nozzle? Is it the X nozzle?
No.
What's stuck in it?
Chris is saying he's asking me how I can burn out a $35 nozzle.
Okay.
The FlashForge Adventurer 3 has basically the nozzle is the hot end. It's all in one assembly. I think I can disconnect it. Yeah.
No, Micro Center's too real. They're a chain. You want like a Bob's Garage type place. Computer Whiz or one of those kind of places. Electronic stores.
Nope, she's stuck in there.
Let me check, Steven. Just because it says back order on my site doesn't mean it's back order on their site. I just don't always keep it updated because they drop ship for me.
Oh, good. I think I just caused a problem where none existed.
Perfect.
Yeah.
True maker spirit.
Something to fix. So this is the nozzle for the FlashForge Adventurer 3. It is all in one. It's all one part, and it has a little connector. So when you stick this into the back of the FlashForge, it connects to it. And I'm more than certain, because of the fact you can even just see that's a piece of filament hanging out the end of it. In here is a heater cartridge of some capacity or something, and it does all the work in one enclosed thing. So if I was printing something abrasive, I can't change the brass tip. It's all one part. Injection molded and assembled. So that's how you can burn out a $35 nozzle, because to replace this, it's $35. But I would like to get a whole stack of slice nozzles, but $53 a piece out Canada land. And if I wanted to have a 0.4 and a 0.6, and
yeah, Lightspeed, they do have them on stock. I just texted Dan though because they switched to a new store system, and they didn't account for the drop shipping part of it because this is top secret. I know this is on YouTube, so nobody share this channel, this stream ever again. But they drop ship for me, and as far as I know, I'm the only person they drop ship for. So while everybody else who orders from them has to order a minimum of 10 every order, they drop ship for me. So,
Well,
but
that's the end of that deal.
So yeah, no, don't spread the word on that, please. I might lose that deal.
It's probably based on frequency, right? I mean, it's not like you're.
Well, no, I'm a little guy, and me and Dan live 40 minutes away from each other, and I've been to his house and went inadvertently to. I showed up at his house one day, and they were doing a Bible study. So me and Walter stayed for their Bible study, but no, I'm a little guy. They are new, and they wanted to help me out, so they did that for me. But yeah. So, anyways, they switched to a new shop, and now all of their resellers, there's a minimum of 10 per, and as far as I know, he hasn't gotten around that yet. So I just texted him asking him for a way to do it. But anyways, USPS is closed tomorrow anyway, so I will try to get it out Tuesday. Usually he messages me back fairly quickly. Excuse me.
Okay.
Oh, and also, Lightspeed, I saw your tweet earlier about you ordered a Bondtech mirror, but you got a regular Bondtech. That wasn't one you ordered for me, was it? Because I know I had somebody order a Bondtech last week, but it wasn't the mirror one. I don't even know if I have the mirror one. I think when I was putting in my order, I was like, who the heck would want a mirrored Bondtech? So I didn't buy any. Yeah, tomorrow's Veterans Day. So to all of your veterans out there, my fellow veterans,
It's
thank
not
you for
a
your service.
Yeah, it's not a holiday here, and it should be a holiday. Now, like that means so federally it's not a holiday, provincially it's not a holiday here. Locally, I know the city, a lot of the city services aren't running tomorrow. Like the local library is closed, and a couple other things like that are closed, but grocery stores and everything like that are wide open and everything.
Banks are closed tomorrow.
My day job is working tomorrow, and I'm like,
yeah.
I hope the TSSA is open tomorrow. I got to call them.
I told them, I'm like,
Banks
I'm not
are
working
down.
tomorrow. They're like, why? We've got
tomorrow.
Yeah, they're like, why aren't you working tomorrow? We've got stuff assigned to you. I'm like, I'm a veteran. It's Veterans Day.
It's
I'm
my holiday.
Tomorrow. Like, technically, I am working tomorrow for Alien 3D, but what do you mean you're working a double tomorrow? Nice time to tell me at 10 o'clock at night, babe. Thanks.
Well, I guess you're actually going to get work done tomorrow because Rosa won't be around to bug you.
I'll sleep in.
Well, with how late you'll be up after that Red Bull, I guess, yeah.
By the way, Monster, if you want to sponsor my stream, I love your stuff.
I really got hooked for a long time on Zions, the one that was the UFC one for a long time.
Well, there's like Monster, the Monster, the Red Bulls, all the carbonated, weirdly flavored ones. I can't stand them. But like this Loco Mocha, it's like drinking coffee.
Don't say it's like drinking coffee.
All coffee tastes the same. But
Speaking of drinks, I haven't seen Mike drink any Diet Coke today.
Diet Pepsi, man. It's
Diet
here.
Pepsi. Okay, good.
About half a bottle all we've been sitting here. I'm talking, so I get dry.
Yeah, I knew I was going to be doing more talking than usual. Less dinking around, so got the big jug of water. We need more questions from the chat, though. They all need to wake up and smell Josh's coffee that smells the same as everything else.
Off coffee does taste the same.
You're
I
right.
don't drink it, so I don't know.
It's all made from coffee beans. And coffee beans are coffee beans.
No, there is
Juan
there is
Valdez and a
levels.
monkey that eats them and poops them back out.
Yeah, the monkey that poops out the coffee bean and then they charge $1,000 a cup for it.
It's a
I'll
cat.
never drink it.
It's
so
a
maybe
cat.
there's a monkey one too.
Yeah, it's a monkey
I
one
know.
too.
But it there is all kinds of flavors. Carson, what's your
yes,
homework
okay. There's French vanilla, there's almond,
on?
there's whatever.
No. There's
The underlying
Dark roast,
flavor.
Kappa Flappa Wappa.
there's different roasts.
You
Those
know,
that's processing after the fact. I'm talking pre-processing. It's like grabbing a roll of filament. Okay? Yeah, it's all PLA. But there's glitter, there's transition, there's translucent.
base resin is PLA, just like with
But the part
coffee.
that
The base flavor of all coffees is coffee.
but what comes out the other end is not the same.
It's urine when I put it
So-
in the toilet. 'Cause that's
I'm
what's
not
coming
talking
out
about
the
that, not
other
that
end.
far. When it comes out of the cup, like when it goes into your cup, it's a different flavor. Like I like dark roast coffees. There's different like light roast, there's different flavors. And I'm not talking flavored coffee, I'm just talking plain roasting coffee. So I'd love to try that Death Wish coffee. That stuff sounds awesome. Did Carson tell me what her homework is about? I want to know.
Oh, that's awesome, Chris. Thank you for your dispatched U.S. military service.
And Chris Lane, any famous Canadian landmarks? Yeah, we have a lot of them. There's the CN Tower, the Good Niagara Falls. I mean, there's a giant nickel in Sudbury. There's
A big goose somewhere, Wawa.
there's. I mean, the prairies you can see from one side of the province to the other. It's flat.
Where did I just get messaged from?
No, Carson, I'm not helping you. It's about programming and stuff. I'm not doing it. I don't do programming. I don't like coding. I don't like programming. I don't like that. Tanny, not all the Niagara Falls are the same.
I wonder if Dan's watching this stream right now. He just posted in my Discord. It says all water is dinosaur pee.
Pretty much.
Like Dan.
Apparently, we've got most of it.
Al Kejwan.
Yeah. So you can keep all your homework, Carson. I'm not doing it. Sorry, you had a chance. You failed. I gotta renew my gas license tomorrow, or else I might not be able to keep it.
I tell you what, when I drove through Canada, when I got out of the military from Alaska, there were some of the most beautiful scenery, and there's like this gigantic lake somewhere on the west side of Canada that is like the most beautiful blue color I've ever seen in my life, and just
There's a few
I
of
loved
them.
it. It looked like a melted glacier, like that glacial blue color. It was
Technically, it is.
amazing. We're back on the coffee thing. I didn't bring it up this time, Ryan. Oh wait, Geek. Wait, what's the question? I don't see Geek's question.
Oh, he's got questions? What questions?
Question.
I've got answers.
Oh, why do hot dogs come in packs of 10, but hot dog buns come in pack of 8? So you buy more hot dog buns. It's a marketing ploy.
No,
And the
I
hot
think
dogs
it's because
take
they
longer.
expect that you're not actually going to be able to cook 8 hot dogs. One's going to fall off the grill. One you're going to eat while you're cooking. And
One
now
the
you've got
dog
an even number. Yeah,
one the
that's right. You
dog's
throw
gonna
one to the
steal.
dog, or you give
And the
one to the
kids
neighbor
never
kid.
want the bun anyway. They just want the hot dog. So
That's right. My daughter eats half the bun and then says she doesn't want the rest. So
yeah.
that's why.
Chop it up, stick it in some mac and cheese.
We did that for the kids the other day. We're like, here's some old school food. I thought it was amazing.
Keep fooling them.
They say Ryan calls it abominable. Chris Lane says abdominal. Isn't it abominable?
Yes.
Or we just call him the Bumble. That's because I love the Rudolph one.
Of course, Rosa, you'll be happy with your Dunky Dunks. That's why
I don't
Dunky Dunks is your theme song. Period. And for those who don't know the Dunky Dunk song, I'm gonna look for it and link it. And she's in 5 seconds, she's gonna tell me she hates me.
Grotto Indian Head isn't in Toronto. Didn't think so. It's in Tobermory. But beautiful.
Yeah. Been there.
She called me by my first, middle, and last name in a text. All right, everybody, that's Rose's theme song. Just saying. Her last name is Coffee, by the way.
Yeah, it's Tobermory's northwest of Toronto, on the Bruce Peninsula.
It's beautiful up there.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is we've got like some really nice places to go see. And if you're from America, your money goes further.
That it does.
You guys have free healthcare. Shut up.
Yeah, we
It's not
do.
free.
It's not free. We pay it.
Not free. We pay for it indirectly, but
Yeah, you pay
That's the thing
tax.
is,
but when I go to the hospital, they take care of me and I don't get a bill at the end generally.
Exactly.
But I pay
So-
pretty hefty taxes.
Yeah.
in the last 2
40%.
years, I have had to pay $50.
And you've probably had hundreds of thousands of dollars of surgery and stuff.
I've been
And
to the
treatment
hospital.
and-
I've been to the hospital for follow-up visits with the surgeon 20 times.
See, that's
X-rays every time. Now, some of
that's
it,
$200,000 right there.
so some of it gets deferred to like the workman's comp insurance. So stuff like when I got the like the couple casts that I got that were all colorful, those were extra. Those were like $75 or $100 a piece. They just charge to the insurance company. Any of the X-rays and stuff like that, they don't put it through the healthcare. They charge the insurance company for it. But I mean, I've had 4 surgeries, didn't pay a dime. Like I said, I paid $50, and that was because in Canada, or at least around here, getting an ambulance ride for non-life-threatening injuries, you pay the transportation fee of $50 or $55, whatever it is. So because it was a broken leg, it wasn't like I was dying, so they counted as extra transport. So I pay $50.
Yeah.
But really, a $50 cab ride, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Timothy, I'm too tired to do the dance. My feet, like I have hot spots on my feet that I'm just waiting to wake up tomorrow and find blisters on my feet.
Letterkenny. Where's the Letterkenny part of Canada? It's
I don't
all
watch
over.
it. Yeah.
It's all over. But it's actually, I'm pretty sure Letterkenny is from Alberta.
What is
I'm thinking
Letterkenny?
Saskatchewan, I'm thinking. Somewhere out there.
It's a comedy TV series.
Oh,
Canadian rednecks.
No, it's in Letterkenny, Ontario. Sorry, it is in Ontario.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's a made up town,
Yeah.
but it's based on Listowel.
Wow. That's dull.
Which isn't very far from here.
Nope.
Sir Scratchawan? What?
Listen, Bootrum,
Feels went through this.
don't make me
recently.
start making donations to Butreon. I will get that Butreon account set up, and we will take care of things.
Oh, John Mack, I'm sorry I didn't see you sneak in earlier. And Stas. I
Questions for the
apologize.
Canadians.
I'm tired.
Tanny is asking a South Park reference. Mike, you want to handle that one?
What am I looking for?
A South Park reference. Do you understand that at all?
Oh,
Yeah, I
goodness.
understand that. Where is it? Who said it?
Tanny.
Tanny.
Being a Never mind, I'm not going to use the swears because we're not on Tanny's stream. He's being a something.
I
Is it
can't
a
even see it.
son of a
after that
biscuit,
one.
Josh? Is that what it is?
Son of a biscuit.
Son of a biscuit.
Actually, that'd be a son of a biscuit eater.
No.
Son of a biscuit is just like when you. Depends on what
Blame
the reaction
Canada.
is.
We're cool.
Yeah, the other thing is you guys got these things called donut holes. That's stupid. They're called Timbits.
Bob S. The boxes are shipping Tuesday. I had a technical problem Thursday before I could get them out with the project parts, and replacement parts were sent, and so I'm shipping the boxes Tuesday. And they would be shipping tomorrow, except for the fact that USPS is closed tomorrow, so they're shipping Tuesday. I
As they
apologize
should.
for the delay.
No, it's not a Dunkin' Donuts reference, Rosa.
Well,
Jordan,
no,
do you
that-
go into
yeah.
Tim Hortons much?
I don't actually. I really don't
neither.
like their coffee anymore. I drink McDonald's coffee, or Starbucks, but I don't like the Tim Hortons coffee. If I go to Tim Hortons, it's because I'm going to get Timbits for the kids.
Yeah.
Ryan, where have you been all stream? I mentioned this like numerous times. It's Veterans Day. You jerk.
Maybe Ryan should take the day off tomorrow and clean himself up a little.
Oh, and Sean Butler, I did get your DM. I did not get time to reply to it because I was rushing into the house to start the stream. But the reason I changed to 8 p.m. Is to accommodate more people throughout all Eastern, Central, Mountain, Pacific time frames to better time it for people.
Yeah.
Dinners, and then people were requesting time between Fun in the Country Basement and Alien After Dark so they could do things in between streams and stuff.
Did you happen to notice at one point we had a wild Chris Russell spotting? That wouldn't have happened at 7 p.m. Central or Eastern.
Wait, who had a wild Chris Russell?
He was here
Oh,
for a while.
We did.
Yeah, Chris
Who was
Russell.
there?
That's not Chris Riley.
Chris Russell is
No.
what I said, but I
I said
mumbled.
Russell.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we wouldn't have had a wild Chris spotting.
I
if we
think
wasn't
that's
later.
the first time I've ever seen Chris Russell come in here. So that was amazing.
It was. I noticed it popped on my Twitter. Like he liked my post about come check out the stream, and then he was saying hey. So Power of persuasion. There it goes.
Yep, that's why your wife's off work tomorrow. Yep.
I'm not, but we're supposed to get the first dumping of snow of the year here, so yeah, I might work from home tomorrow.
I don't work, so hey.
Greg's Maker Corner, I'm glad that you popped in because you reminded me. Shoot me an address where you want me to send things for your code mash. Because, surprise, I have 50 kits for you. I have to box them up. I'm going to make 50 separate kits in little boxes for you. But I've got them all ready to send you.
What kind of kit?
The temperature and humidity sensor kit from the January UFO last year. He contacted me and asked me if they could buy some kits for their Code Mash event that's happening whenever it's happening, I think March.
Yeah.
And I talked to Ziltech, and we both put in to order 50 kits for the Code Mash without them having to buy them.
Cool.
Nicely done.
So,
I would like one of those little guys, but I'll just get one.
well,
when it shows up.
I have some extra
I-
the temp and humidity sensor project.
I have a temperature and humidity sensor. It's just
Oh,
not
well.
Wi-Fi, right? Like,
Well, the temp and humidity sensors that I did last January were not Wi-Fi. The Octoprint monitors were Wi-Fi from the August box, or no, September box. August was the one I got a lot of hate mail on because it was a cheap project. And I'm like,
nobody wanted to make
Anyways.
they didn't want to make their robots with the needles.
Yeah. I thought it was a cool project. Other people thought it was a cool project, but some people were like,
it's
such
something
a
to learn about, right? Like,
exactly. It's like, I don't know. I'm not gonna get started on it. I love all my subscribers. Just please stop hating me when I try to do something different.
I'm gonna really mess with Mr. Bootram because I like to do that.
Hey, Tech Dad.
Childhood
Hey,
favorite.
it's the Canadian M&Ms.
Only better.
So milk chocolate.
Candy
why I like-
coated milk chocolate.
That's why I like the Cadbury
Plastic chocolate.
mini eggs. It's such a creamy chocolate when you eat them.
No,
It's
you
a
need
feeder.
you need Hershey's Eggies. They're better.
Hershey's. No, I like the Cadbury ones better.
But you're biting that. You're chewing them. Nah, you gotta take them and
Don't
Let 'em
I'm not
warm
stuck
up.
in the chocolate.
oh yeah, way better.
Best
This
candy ever.
is a family show.
I was trying to find a nice way to say it.
You expected hate over the Wi-Fi monitor? No, people loved that. People thought it was pretty
Wi-Fi
cool.
monitor.
Yeah, my September UFO project was the Octoprint Wi-Fi monitor.
Which, I mean, for some people, so for Mike, that'd be really handy. You just have it sitting on your desk. You don't have to worry about it. I've got
Yeah.
2 monitors right now in front of me, and I've got a combined 46 inches of screen space here. I can have a tab open that says for Octoprint, and I don't have to worry about it.
But
Like,
when you're upstairs,
I think it's cool though. I think I would love to have one. Just I would still have it sitting right here, even though the printers are right there, because it's
Yeah.
cool. I don't know.
I'll tell everybody right now who's a UFO subscriber in my chat. The Thanksgiving UFO project is
Is
going to
epic.
be. It sucks. No, but it's going to be a challenge project. I'm giving you guys the electronics, and I'm challenging you to do something with them. And I spent 3 hours listening to turkeys gobbling, so I could pre-program the damn things for you guys.
That's what I think. I think it's the most epic idea Because
Um,
the cheese factor just really amps up the joy of it.
but anyways, if you guys hate me for the turkey gobbles for the November project, I promise you the December accessory. Hopefully, you guys will love me.
They will love you.
That's all, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta work that out. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do that. Somebody has YouTube open.
Not me.
Are you sure it's not just the turkey gobble that I just turned on from my?
Is it still going though?
Yeah, it goes for 30
Yeah.
seconds.
30 seconds.
30 seconds of turkey.
I thought it was echoing from like. from like
You don't send many of those guys. How many boxes do you send to Canada?
None.
Oh, because if you did, they'd be like, "That was last month, man."
I know. Well, you're sending one in December. That's be a box coming north in December.
Tanny, hang on, let me check. I've been so busy this weekend, I haven't checked.
Don't give Tanny one. Hey, BV3D.
Techie Dad, which ones are you missing? Because I have most of leftover projects. Not all of them, but most of them. Hey, Brian.
Did you guys see the new, like, did you watch any YouTube today? Oh, Josh, you were at Orlando.
I was on home all day.
Joel got a new recording space, it looks like.
Yeah.
It looks like a basement, but it's hard to tell.
I need a recording space.
I need one too.
Hey, Zimmy.
Zimmy. NextCore finally do its first print properly. Nice.
Yay!
Excellent.
I've got a lively bunch of 3D printers. A fun winter project. What do you mean winter project?
Oh, patrons got to see Joel's fancy space.
Yes.
All right, Checky Dad. So that's the bipedal robot, the clock, the worst turkey timer in the world,
Best turkey timer in the world.
the bike, the Halloween pumpkin, singing Halloween pumpkin, and the ice skating rink. I think I have all of those. I'll go through my stuff.
I got a feeling that this December box I'm going to buy is just going to be crammed full of extra junk. Be like, get it out of here! I hear I have a box. I hear I have a UFO box that's full of stuff somewhere in America right now.
The April one.
It's the Easter one. Yep, it's the Easter bunny. It's being taken care of. It's babysitted. And when it's ready, it'll come, and that's fine.
I think you guys are gonna like the December project. It's simple but cool. Maybe not as cool as the ice skating rink last year that Brian Vines created, but I think it's cool. But I think the accessory and the mothership prize are going to be the highlights of the December UFO.
Every time you mention that mothership prize, my odds of winning go down.
Yeah.
I have had no new subscribers since I said I was going to give that out as the mothership prize. So I don't think you got too much to worry about.
Tanny, I don't think it's late. It's early for Easter 2020.
Oh gosh, darn you, Tanny.
What'd Tanny do now?
Hang on, I gotta look through stuff. Hang on. Renewal. October 5th renewal. That he just paid.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to skip out of here.
Hey, no problem. I thank you for coming by. I know it's late for you and you were already tired.
Well, it's right now. It's because my dog is pacing like crazy upstairs, and I don't want to clean up any more dog puke today. Done it once, don't want to do it again.
No,
So I'd like to get her outside.
I thank you so much. Do you want to do a quick outro?
I'm Mike, NLTMW. Never let the machines win. You can find me on Twitter, NLTMW_com, I think, because somebody else took the short version and doesn't use it, which is always annoying, but you know.
I also put it in the description.
And NLTMW.com on YouTube / just search NLTMW. It should come up as a slash now because I'm over the magic 100 subs. Ooh. And that's about it. And maybe using Twitch more soon. I've got a channel there. I don't think I've ever used it really. But if this YouTube nonsense doesn't straighten out, I think I'll probably start doing some stuff over there too. And if we could multi-stream from StreamYard, hint, then to do it once, that would be nice. But they don't do Twitch yet. They may get leaned on quicker for that now, but because a lot of their people use the rah emoticon deal. So
right. Well, awesome, Mike. Thank you so much for stopping by. And
thanks a lot,
really
gang.
Appreciate it,
Mike.
Thank you. Bye to everybody in the chat. I won't go through you one by one. Sorry, for the aforementioned reason.
I do like Brian Vines' NLTMW as now let the mic win.
Oh, there you go. Well, if you get more dog puke into that would be pretty cool. Good luck with that.
Have a good one, Mike.
Okay, take it easy. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Michael Molinari, there's apparently a bunch of people got banned for using emoticons and
Google it.
Google it.
Google it.
There was, oh yeah, what was I doing? Oh yeah, Tanny. I gotta.
Tanny says my box is in Fargo. Seems about right.
And Tanny, I am printing your label now, and you're a jerk face because now I have to make 4 more samples.
Give them 3. 3.5.
And I'm going to set your renewal date to the 23rd. me go print a label.
See, I like this dedication. And
Figure it out.
if you don't
What's
do it
that?
now, if you don't do it now, you'll never do it.
Yeah, I'll forget it. Oh shit, I can't print a label right now. I'll at least generate the label and I'll download it.
Oh, he's saying you don't have to send them the. Tanny says you don't have to send the samples.
You mean I don't have to send the sample? Wait, what?
Tanny's got a whole box of samples
Then why did you even pay for the UFO this month?
because he wants the project.
He works for the company that sells the project.
He wants the mothership.
Oh my cookies.
He wants to give you an electronic hug. With money.
Well, it's not technically a Ziltech project. It's I order my my electronics through Ziltech, and then Ziltech steals my ideas and sells the project. No, I'm kidding. But they have started selling project parts at Ziltech. Partially because I keep coming up with projects, and Yi thought it was a cool idea, so they started selling project stuff too.
Right. Projects are cool.
But yeah. The mothership is not the new clone duet. The mothership is a $1,700 Phenom printer from Peopoly.
Not November's.
No, not November's. November's are I've got 5 motherships actually going out for November, and they are the SKR 1.3 boards from Big Tree Tech.
Oh, nice. Oh, I was going to show you, Josh.
Hang on, let me switch to StreamYard.
So, when I'm disassembling this G-Tech control box, packed away in the back corner, was this screwed to a couple bosses in the back with 2 wires wired right into the mains on the power supply.
Mm-hmm.
Power resume board.
Oh, it's that switch thing like I was showing you.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different style,
Right.
but that's what it's for. That's your power resume bank. Or not power resume, but like the let it cool down, keep everything running for a few minutes.
Yeah, I'm still gonna have to figure out how these work together, because like you saw, there's the mini what do they call it? A mini whatchamacallit?
Yes, the mini whatchamacallit board.
Yeah, and then the relay. So the relay and the whatchamacallit board have to work together in order to do something.
Yes. We'll sort it.
And hopefully not blue smoke it, because these are the only ones I have.
That's right. No, we'll sort it. Yeah, this is just a 1,000 microfarad cap in there and an LED and some resistors, and it just, when the power goes out, this just keeps the board running long enough to cool the fan down, and then it's it. I don't even know if it works. We'll find out when I put the computer back together. I got my clone today.
Wait, what is that?
Dual drive extruder.
Ooh.
And little black pancake.
Ooh.
I saved 60 grams of weight on the motor. Just switching it over. Oh.
I will say, I stopped by Prusa's booth today, and at Earth, I was not excited about the Prusa Mini,
Right.
because it's smaller. But after hanging out with the whole group of Prusa guys, I went to their booth today, and I talked to one of the guys that was there, and I was like, "So tell me why this thing's so cool." And he did, and I'm pretty sure he convinced me to buy one next time I have a little extra money.
What was the
Because
reason?
It's
Because
just
there's lots of good reasons.
that, like, everything about it is just freaking cool, and I think it's worth the $350.
Right.
It's like, I hate the fact that it's smaller build volume, but the rest of it just, I believe it's worth it. And I think that if you took all of the parts from it and put it on a bigger volume printer, it would be even more amazing. And that's what I'm planning on doing.
Right. Well, and the other part of it too is, so I think they really were onto something with it, as far as the build volume goes, because most of the time you don't end up actually printing corner to corner for most things, right? Like you're in the middle, but you need a little bit more Z height. So if they had made the Z height 250,
Right.
and that's probably going to be one of the first mods that people do, is change the lead screw, change the smooth rod, throw the bigger extrusion on there, and all of a sudden, look at that, you've got taller, does all the things.
Yeah, but see, to me, a 7x7x7, the
For
only
most-
thing,
For most prints, that's right where you need it.
I like printing big. It's like, I don't.
Oh,
like,
trust me, that's why I'm spending so much time and energy and money getting this printer back up and running, is because it's 320, 320, 420.
all my big
I
prints are still
love
out in my
having-
car, but
I love having that available to me because I can print big, huge honking things.
right.
I love what they're doing with the Mini as far as making it more available to other people, new to 3D printing. It's a really great first printer. It's a really great education
Well, it's
printer.
have you seen the new screen they put on it?
Yeah,
it's
raised,
a full color,
it
and
looks like a
he
raised 3D screen.
and he said that the core for it, the controller for it, is separate than the controller for the printing control.
Yes.
So, like, if you do things on the screen, it'll actually be reactive versus having to wait for a cycle for the printer to do something so it reacts, so you can,
The biggest thing I hate is when you hit cancel in the Octoprint or on the printer or whatever, and it has to finish the string of G code that it's running.
Right.
So if you get down here and it's like catastrophic failure, you're like, stop! Unless you hit the magic panic reset button.
Yep.
Like, hitting cancel, you're just like, cancel. Oh, there it goes. Okay, good.
Why am I a butthead, babe?
Many reasons, probably.
No, she's texting me, and I'm purposely being a butthead toward you.
And going 32-bit board, everyone was like, oh, well, of course you had to go 32-bit board. Everyone's doing it. It's like, well, no, they've been doing really well with 8-bit boards. This just opens up another avenue for stuff they can do.
Yeah, exactly, Brian. Multi-threaded. So.
All the threads.
And there's one thing. Okay, the second thing I don't like about it, besides the size, it's Bowden, which isn't the fact I don't like it, because I kind of like Bowden if it's done right. What I don't like is that the way they've done the Bowden clips, they're pressure clips, so that you don't get that wiggle from like these other kind of things. But they're the kind that if you wanted to replace your Bowden tube, you can't without cutting off the pressure clips because they're a two-part metallic and one of them actually pushes into the PTFE tube and then the coupler goes over it, which pushes it even harder.
Are they more like a compression clamp, or a compression fitting you'd find in plumbing?
Right.
Where you've got the brass ring.
Yes. It's got like
I'm saying like the plumbing ones are it's a brass ring that crushes down. It's
exactly.
A crush fitting, and that's what gives your
so it's kind of like that, but it's a permanent one. Once it's got the pressure in, you can't take it off without cutting the PTFE tube.
Right.
So you would have to replace the PTFE and those metal bit things.
Those little clippies.
Which I think is dumb.
If it comes with a few extra of those little guys, then
yeah, if it comes with extra, maybe not so bad of a deal. But
the other thing is for $350, it's not built for people who are buying it and ripping out the Bowden tube and throwing cap tubes in there day one.
Right.
Oh God, Brian. It is built. It is being sold and marketed for people who want to pull it out of the box, put it on the table, grab their spool of Prusament, put it on it, open Prusa Slicer, click Mini, click Print, and go. Which I think is great. It's the ecosystem idea is a fantastic idea.
If I make the Prusa bigger, what platform would I use? What do you mean as far as the bed and everything?
I'd use their 400 by 400 Core XY that's coming.
Well, that's still debatable. I will not pass on information that's, I believe, insider information. But
it was estimated 400. It could be less or more. It depends on what they can get away with.
I will say that it's still not a guaranteed thing to even happen yet. And if it does happen, I believe it'll be more expensive than people hope that it will be.
As soon as they said it was going to be like $1,500, I
just lose connection, or did Jordan lose connection? Or no, my internet must be being stupid again.
I'm still here. Yeah, like the pricing that they listed for this Core XY is like I can pick up all those parts for that price. I can't make it a Prusa for that price, so it's definitely going to be more. So I just watched a good video from Teaching Tech about explaining Core XYs and how the Ender 5 isn't actually a Core XY.
Well, the Ender 5, isn't that the one that has the dual Z?
So the Ender 5 is the
dual Y.
It's the cube one, right? So it's it's still, it's got the belts on the top and all that, but it's actually still a Cartesian style.
Yeah, because it's got the Y motor is a double-ended axis. It's not a Core XY.
Well, the explanation for it is that moving one belt moves one axis.
Right.
When on a true Core XY, moving one belt actually moves two axes at once.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really interesting because it's just good education on what is going on. Has she resorted to sending you blast messages now? See, a 300 cube bed is good size. Again, I don't print to the edge of the bed, even if it says I can print 320 millimeters. I don't, because I don't trust that it's actually going to be printing.
Well,
exactly.
here's one thing that I found about the rail core. And maybe it's something that Project Red did, I don't know, but it's supposed to be, and it's advertised as a 300 cube print area.
It's hard code limited.
In the firmware, it's 290 by 280 or something like that, or 280 by 290.
They probably gave it a collision fudge.
Probably, but I went in and I put it 300 all accesses, and then I homed everything and then moved everything, and everything fits without grinding any motor. So I left it at 300 by 300 by 300. But yeah, I found that out because I printed a Joker, Chris Freeze's Joker, and I don't know where it's at the moment. But I noticed after it was done printing, it had a flat spot on the back of its head because it went over that 290, even though I measured it at 300 in the slicer.
Oh, that's a pain in the butt because you went under the assumption of what was advertised.
Exactly.
So before I had changed the extruder for the first time on this printer, I had a wheel, like an adjustment wheel on the extruder, right, for feeding filament in. I did a big print only to come out to find it was a big base mode. It had failed on the top because that wheel actually hit a bracket that was up on the top rail.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
So it lost 20 mils on the print, or more than that. And so I still, like, I'll run it up and down. I check it all the time to make sure it's actually free and clear and running to the right limits. I just don't like pushing it if I don't have to. I've broken too many things already that I just don't want more.
Chris Lane, I would absolutely think you should go to a 300 by 300 bed size.
If not bigger.
Like, I absolutely love your next core. That is my one thing that I don't like about it, and that's the bed size. Everything else I absolutely love about it, though.
Yeah, it does have a teeny tiny little bed in it, right?
Is it 300 by 200? It looked smaller, maybe because it's in the big cube that it's in. It just makes it look smaller. I don't know.
Yeah, I just brought it up, and it does, like, it's 300 by 200 by 300, but the enclosure makes it look
like smaller,
right?
Big. Yeah. But even still 200, that's what, 8 inches, 7 inches?
Yeah. I don't like misshapen beds either. I want cube. Give me square bed. I don't know. That's just a weird personal thing. It looks like a nice little beast, though.
No, it is a beast, and that thing's built like a tank. And
yeah,
no, I absolutely love the printer.
And if it's, tool changer setup. So is it a moving? The bed looks like it's on extrusion. Is that just for support?
No, the bed is moves up and down.
Yeah, so the bed is
on
Z,
a single Z
with rail.
It's on a linear rail, yeah.
Yeah, but the extrusion that's on the bottom, that's just the support base, basically, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to an aluminum plate doing they're just using extrusion with a plate, which is fine. That's cool. I love cool shit like that. It's just again, it's one of those things that, like, I would love to have a tool changer because I would love to. I just like to play with these things and show them off and see what they can do. And put them through their paces, break them and fix them.
I did not see that Lulzbot got bought.
They did. The CEO of Lulzbot will remain the CEO of Lulzbot, and they're going to work on getting the Lulzbot back to its former glory. I think it was listed as.
I sell Mosquito BMGs, Lightspeed. I think I have one left. I think I had two. But I don't have the mirror. I thought you were trying to get the mirror one. I have those. But if they're gonna swap it out for you anyways, then it's no big deal. But
like I'm really tempted to try to like start writing like instruction manuals for repairing some of these things that just don't exist.
Jordan, write a book, put it on Amazon.
There's already a book on Amazon.
And so there's 100 million books on Amazon, but I mean, I'd buy
like,
it.
I know some people have mentioned it before. A couple companies have said like they just don't have the time or resources to do that. And one place was like, yeah, I would gladly pay somebody in a printer if they would if they had manual. I was like,
no, I mean, definitely
for a manual, I could do that.
Write manuals, write how to
video guides or
something, because I have purchased probably 5 or 6 3D printing how to fix everything there is to fix, and if there's this problem, whatever. They freaking 3 out of the 5 books I've bought are just absolute trash.
The problem we face too is that this is for what it is, a very fast-paced moving technology right now. Like in the last year, resin printing has come into the home. Like you look for troubleshooting on some of that stuff, you're like, well, that's not exactly.
You know something else that I think, and I just don't have time to do it. I thought about doing it myself. I don't have freaking time to do it because I don't have time to write a million things. But a membership site to where everything that you want to do, basically a digital book through your website, but that you constantly update. So anybody who has signed up has access to all the updated versions rather than just one book that never gets updated and gets the outdated information.
That's the problem too. And like forums are the worst for that too, is because you'll go to a forum and there's 20 different threads about your item that you Googled or searched on the forum. And now you're reading through 100 pages going, well, that doesn't apply to me. That doesn't apply to me. Lightspeed, you want something on slicing? I have learned so much about slicing that I am nowhere near an expert, but I know enough to get by, and I can make some good knowledge out of that. But I learned all that on the shoulders of giants.
Yeah, I mean, Geek Tech, if you want to like do something, a community-based wiki would be great.
Yes and no.
But if you wanted to see it has to be a moderated wiki though.
No, because you're gonna have people who come in with strong opinions.
And they're gonna change stuff even though if it's wrong or not.
Right.
But I think a membership-based community, something instructional things like, hey, pay me $5 a month, $5 a year, or whatever, and you get.
But you can set up a Patreon account to do that, right? Like that's easy.
Or $20 and you get lifetime access.
Yeah.
like a constantly updated book. But like Patreon, you can't do that really. Yeah, you do posts on Patreon,
But you can have a Dropbox link to an ever updating, or a Google Drive link to an ever updating doc.
and people can always share that doc, and then
Right.
now it's like it.
I guess,
can
I mean,
set-
the thing is, as soon as you put any, like, it doesn't matter whether I put it behind a paywall or don't. Once it's in the ether, it's gone.
well, theoretically, if somebody's going to be a jackass, pay the $20 for access, copy it, and then give it to somebody
sell it
else.
on Etsy. I mean, it's
Yeah, but
I think the big thing is we have a lot of people in this community that are really smart and they're really eager to help. They don't always have the people skills to communicate that information in a manner that doesn't sound condescending, or there's the other flip side of it where we do have people who are great at that, but are very strong. They have very strong opinion about what's the right thing. Like, I bought a cloned extruder because that's what I can afford.
right.
Is it the best thing to do? No. Is it fine? Yes. Will it work? Absolutely. And if it breaks, so be it. It breaks. And that's where the strong opinions come into play. You know, buying a cloned product versus not, or there's, I think too, a lot of it, like I said about the canvas laser, a lot of it comes down to the basics. And there's a gentleman who just joined our Facebook Canada, 3D Printing Canada website, which is actually not affiliated to the store at all. And he was asking a bunch of questions, and people were just like, sorry for the language, but they're just crapping down this guy's throat about, what do you mean you don't? And like, he shows a print, and he had no supports on it, and he's like, why isn't this print right? It's all, he was the first print came out good, but it was all droopy on this side, yada yada, and everyone's like, oh, you need support, and it's like, he doesn't know. Like, not everybody does what some of us do and spends 3 weeks watching YouTube videos and reading articles and studying and learning, or come from a background of, like, my HVAC background. I can fix anything. Like, I just look at it and I figure it out, and then I backwards work it. My brain does that, and I can fix it.
Damn it, y'all are gonna make me create a freaking website, aren't you?
Well, I don't know how to make websites, Josh, so you're gonna have to do that.
Oh, my cookies.
You don't have to do it right now.
Well, no, I have like 20 domains purchased already that I'm gonna let you guys decide which one, if any, you'd
Here you
want
go,
me
Josh.
to use for this.
So,
Coffee crisp? I bet it tastes like coffee.
that tastes like coffee. Yeah, Greg, a local makerspace is fantastic for that if they exist. There's a local makerspace, and this is where some of my time management kind of runs away from me. There's a local makerspace in town here that actually wants me to teach a bunch of classes on 3D printing to kids and stuff, because they just don't have the resources. So if somebody else found this makerspace and was like, oh, I'm going to go there to learn how to do 3D printing, they don't have the resources to show them.
Okay, so here are domains that I already own. all3d.xyz, virtual3d.xyz, the3d.xyz, 3dpro.xyz, get3d.xyz, 3dnow.xyz, build3d.xyz, and I guess that's up. No, displaying 10 of 22. 43d.xyz, 3donline.xyz, prints3d.xyz, your3dprints.xyz, my3dprints.xyz. By the way, some of these I was doing for like
DaVinci?
No, like I was gonna, what's that one service that was using people, Maker Hubs, 3D Hubs or whatever? I was gonna do like 3D Hubs. Let's see, we got 3D Prints Lab, 3D Prints Hub, 3D Prints Guide.
Are they all XYZ?
Yeah.
Yeah, skip them.
And then 3direction.com. Why skip them? You don't like the XYZ domains?
It's too confusing to be related to DaVinci. The DaVinci line of products there. And I think that would cause, especially because like if you're going into this,
I don't
with,
care about DaVinci whatever. It's XYZ. It's like there's no place like 000.
right, it just might get people confused, that's all.
I don't think so. Because, I mean, it's not going to be a company.
Hey man, people are dumb.
Okay, I've got 3D Collider. I forgot I've still got Tom's Filament Whisperer. But yeah, I got a bunch of .xyz domains for like $1.
Oh, nice.
So that's why I got them all XYZ.
I don't understand how that's. I used to know how that stuff works. I don't know how it works.
My Etsy logo says alien3d.com. Does it really?
Yeah, that's the other thing. Devin makes it. They XYZ could be. People might think it's a scam site.
Why would people think it's a scam site? It's a legitimate domain, whatchamacallit.
Sure, it's just like around here, the area code's 519, but when they first introduced 226, everyone's like, that's a sketchy area code. People, man. Just people.
Yeah, but here's the thing. XYZ, DaVinci, whoever, they cannot come after me. It is an actual domain, whatever the freaking ending thing is. I can't remember. I'm having a brain fart right now. But it's .xyz. Anybody can buy it.
Yes.
Anybody can buy .xyz domain.
It just so happens they can buy DaVinci.xyz and call it for their printer if they wanted, but they probably don't.
Yeah, so they can suck my alien pod sex.
Wow.
But
Could have just said they could suck my alien, but
why can I not sign into Etsy? Gosh darn it.
yeah, I think there's some real benefit to having a resource where you can just take a look at what's there, and even just the basic stuff. Like I know 3D Print General is working on a basics series right now of this is a hot end, this is a stepper, and those are on YouTube, and those are great. I actually watch them even though I know all this stuff already. I like to see if I'm missing something, because that's very possible. I miss a lot of things.
It's not letting me change my freaking logo on my Etsy shop. But it does say .com. When the heck did I have a .com freaking picture? Oh, Biscuit Eater.
Ryan, he also wrote another book. In this maker digital world and life, I don't know about writing like a hard copy book for something like this. Like you said, like things change. Like sometimes fairly quickly. The basic principles don't, but I think Ryan's stalking me.
Look, if people are butthurt over a domain not being comnet.gov.org, then they need to get with the times.
.ca.
There's literally a million domain whatchamacallits now.
Well, they have to. There's the internet is too large to maintain all the .coms. Like eventually, there's just not enough. There's just not enough space. All .cas are scams. You know what? I don't like your printer anymore, Chris. Closing that tab now.
There went Venturi.
Gone Venturi. See you later, folks. I also like Venturi 3D as a name because of the Venturi effect in gas furnaces.
You went to alien.us site? Look, it's alien3d.us. And alien3d.com was taken.
Picking a 3D printer company name is a lot of fun. Yeah.
Look, I have had my alien, let me give you guys a little bit of backstory. 1997, I started playing EverQuest. I was beta testing it. And I came up with the gamer name Alien Neela, which is a palindrome. Alien, and then alien backwards. And then from then on, I wanted to create like Alien Neela Entertainment. That was my goal one day. And that goal was never realized, but there were numerous iterations for like Alien Neela web design, blah, blah, blah. Then when I got into 3D printing, I cut off the palindrome part, kept the alien.
Slapped a 3D in there.
Slap a 3D on there, and created the logo or whatever that looks like a deer.
It's a bug.
Jerks. But
it's totally a bug.
but like I was explaining to somebody today who asked me why aliens, and I'm like, look how much fun I have with aliens. You know, I have the alien costume at Herf. I have the giant alien at Murph. I can do all kinds of silly alien videos that I have for my UFO subscribers. So, yeah, I'm old, Devin. Shush.
Devin just hurt my head.
Shush your cornhole, you little buckster.
Calm it down in Texas. Just calm it down.
Is there a .ufo? I wish.
.us is pretty good. I mean, that explains where you're coming from, right? Like it's.
Yeah, I thought so.
Oh, that tab got closed. I'm sorry, Josh. Yeah, like I intend to explain to somebody like that. Oh, we talked about it the one time. The Mad Monkey for me isn't like an angry. It's not the angry monkey in the closet from Family Guy. I've had this nickname for, again, started with computer games or video games and stuff like that, and I had it for. I've had it registered since I was 21 as my Gmail account, so I've had a long time with it, and it's to do with like the Mad Hatter, like from Alice in Wonderland. We're all a little mad here. But some people think it's because I'm angry. I actually want to get, if Chris Freeze is still here, Chris Freeze needs to do some pro bono design work for me. I want to get a, I want a
watching a
little,
movie.
I want a little, I want a little monkey in a straitjacket, like half coming out of the straitjacket. And then I would print it big.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Like a straight jacket with his hand sticking out.
Or like, yeah, or like one arm's loose or something. Like,
One arm
just
loose. Yeah.
something, like just so that it's like he's coming out of the straitjacket in some capacity. If I could ever figure out how to make ZBrush work, or if I found time to learn Blender that I have.
Have you gone through that class yet?
I've done some of it.
I've done like the first week of stuff, and I just have not had time.
I got sick, and then I got printers.
Well, it's like I signed up for the October class, right?
Yeah.
And then I never got to participate in any of it, and I was going to do it just whenever I felt like doing it. Yeah, but he transferred me to the November class.
Oh.
And so then I was like, okay, I guess I'll do it. And I started the first part, and I was like, okay, I don't have time to do this next video because it's forever and a day long. Mm-hmm.
Devin, just barely legal to drink in the States.
Man, in 1996, I was going through basic training.
1996 was probably the best year for movies, bar none.
Wait, was it 95 or no? I think in 95 I went to basic training. Yeah, it was in 95 when I went to it. No, it was 96. I don't remember. It was sometime in 95 or 96. It was July to November. Fort Benning, Georgia. In the House of Pain.
Do you ever wish to go back if you could have, or?
Oh, if here's the thing, I got a medical discharge, so I can't go back.
No, but that's what I mean. Because I know you had the medical. If it wasn't a medical thing,
if I could do it all over again, I would not have joined the National Guard because I scored high enough on my ASVAB. They're like, you can pick absolutely any job you want to do in the Army.
Right.
But I joined the National Guard first, and the nearest armory was an infantry armory.
Oh, that's
so then when I decided I wanted to go active, they said that because I was just trained infantry the year prior, that I had to stay infantry my first term. But then I got a medical discharge at the end of my first term, so I never got to reclassify him.
But because we're on the eve of Remembrance Day here, Veterans Day there. If there wasn't that medical thing and had you done it, you would do it all over again. Is what you're saying?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'd still join the military. Yeah. I'd have just.
Well, at this point, you'd still be in the military, right? Like you'd be just an officer, higher up kind of thing, and.
Yeah, if I could do it all over, I just would have went directly active, and I would have went into a different MOS, and I really wanted to work in Intel. But whatever. Yeah, Justin, they're shipping out Tuesday. I had some issues with the mechanical or the electronical part.
We're trying to. It's hard, right? Because I'm trying to explain to a 5-year-old and a 4-year-old what Remembrance Day, Veterans Day is. Because my son's like, oh, it says Remembrance Day on the calendar. That's my favorite holiday, and we're like, it's not supposed to be a favorite.
Yeah, it's honoring war heroes. Just say
And so
that.
we kind of, but like, you think of it like right now. I mean, we're living in a world where a 5-year-old doesn't have to know, like, they don't have to think of that. And we're just
Right.
lucky that we're on this part of the planet, because in other parts of the planet, 5-year-olds know very much about it.
Mm-hmm.
And in other, like, in other generations, God, I mean, 5-year-olds were seeing their parents going off to war and never seeing their fathers again. So I mean, it's tricky, right?
Yeah, true. But I don't.
I'm glad I never personally had to, like, I never did it. I didn't really have any interest in doing it. It's different in Canada than the States for that kind of thing. We do have a
Yeah, I
military,
mean
and I
it's
know a lot of people who are in the military and quite
yeah,
happy
it's
about it.
like Rosa just said. In the U.S., kindergartnens are having to do where to hide if there's a school shooting drills.
Yeah, like, we don't
It's
have bulletproof backpacks in Canada. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. We don't have that problem here. So, but I know that part of the reason why we don't have, like, I don't have to teach my kids about bomb drills and stuff like that, is because we live in an area and we live in a time where other people have done the hard sacrifice and done the hard work to protect our little corner of the world. And not all of them make it back, and that sucks.
yeah, and well, see, I think what he's saying, Ryan, though, is that in Canada it's Remembrance Day. It's not Veterans Day, so
Right.
it's like our Memorial Day.
It isn't it? Like, they do a lot of, like, it is based around veterans, and everything. It is, but you guys do it twice.
Right.
We do it once, and because it is November 11th on the 11th day, the 11th hour, the 11th month, right? Like, it's all based around um, World War II ending and all that, like, or the war ending, not World War II, whatever. I'm probably wrong, but you know what I mean, right? It's all geared around that, and so the problem, though, is that we have a lot of younger generations that just don't understand. Like, their grandparents didn't go to World War II because their grandparents
I've
aren't old enough, right? Like,
hang on. I've gotten a request to change the subject, because of some viewers possibly having PTSD for being veterans in war.
oh, yes,
No problem.
done.
But anyways, it's after 11 and we've reached our 3-hour mark.
We have.
If you guys would like to continue streaming, I will be more than happy to do so. However, I have not eaten since I stopped and got breakfast this morning before Maker Faire. So if I could take a 10-minute dinner break, that would be amazing. And I'll leave you guys here with the Mad Monkey unless he would like to take a break too.
I was gonna call it.
You're gonna
I'm
call
whooped. Yeah, well, I did the tires on the car today, and it's just, my leg is killing me. So
it? Okay,
I
no
don't
problem.
even know if I'm gonna work my printer anymore. I think I'm just gonna turn off the lights and figure out where I left parts in the morning.
Okay. Well, even though yes, Carson, there are 26 people still watching, I am freaking beat as well because I mean I've been doing Orlando Maker Faire since Friday morning, and I would like to chill out and rest.
And there's always tomorrow night.
Yeah, there's tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be back on here. I'm gonna finish packing the UFOs tomorrow so I can ship them out on Tuesday.
Got the Waking.
And but I'll definitely stream again tomorrow. So, Monkey, go ahead and do a sign out.
A side out. Well, thanks for hanging out with me today, Josh. This was great. For anyone who doesn't know, I am Jordan, also known as Mad Monkey. I will put my Twitter yet again in the comments. Please feel free to follow me on Twitter. I post a lot of cool 3D printing prints. There's one of them. Soon to be, it sounds like, tips and tricks on fixing and upgrading and changing your printer and basic maintenance and troubleshooting stuff. If you have any questions or want to find out stuff or want to learn something, just ask me. I'm an open door. Just message me and I'll go from
Jordan, one thing I wanted to we got sidetracked, but if you want to do a website, go pick a domain name, go buy one if you want. They're cheap, or you can tell me which one you want and I'll go buy it, and I will set you up a website in literally like 30 minutes, and then we could work on the aesthetics of it and the functionality of it. So yeah, let me know what you want to do and I'll do it.
Yeah, we'll put together some ideas and we'll chat. We'll see what we can do.
And I would also like to make one final announcement tonight, since there are now 23 viewers. I've lost 3 just because I mentioned I was getting off, but now you don't get to hear the surprise. During this past weekend, I discussed many things with Funking 3D, with Ron, with Prusa, with a bunch of big Florida 3D printing companies. And guess who got kind of volunteered to plan out and try to arrange and get situated a Southeastern Rep Festival within the next, I doubt it's going to happen 6 months. We're aiming for a June-ish time frame. So not next year, 2020, but probably in 2021. This guy right here will have the Southeastern Rep Festival going on in Daytona Beach. Hopefully Daytona Beach. That's where I'm planning it for. But anyways, so yeah, I got volunteered between all the companies we talked to this weekend about it.
So we would have Murph, Earth, and Surf.
Yeah, and Texas wants to do a turf. So we could do a surf and turf.
Surf and turf.
We're thinking like maybe like every other year, switch between surf and turf.
Oh, there you go. Well, there's sidetracked again. Like, there's a massive trade show that occurs here in Canada, like for plumbing, heating, sheet metal, and stuff like that. And it's a huge convention. They take over the Toronto Convention Center, which is massive,
right,
as far as space. They do it every other year. They don't actually run it every year, so that's pretty
cool. James Carl Schaefer, tell Murph to actually put their gosh darn show in the Midwest instead of in the eastern side or the western side of the eastern coast. Because I'm sorry, Indiana is not Midwest.
Kansas.
Put it over that way further. But anywho,
that's exciting news, Josh. I'm very, very proud of you.
Yeah,
very excited to see all the cool things you got coming out.
So we'll see.
It's definitely I don't know about everyone else, but fun being on this ride with everybody. I don't know. It's just he's talking, but nothing's coming out, right?
Stupid button on this gosh darn mic, man. Freaking hate it. Anyways, so whatever. I already forgot what I said now. I'm so freaking tired. But
I think you said wah 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 wah.
Wah wah wah. Are you done? Are you done with your outro? Sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah. Find me, know me. I don't know.
Look for the
No
main.
Josh more. Josh is cooler than I am.
All right. So, anyways, I'm Josh from Alien 3D. You can find just search for Alien 3D. I'm everywhere. Mostly I'm like Alien Slacker on Instagram and Twitter. And, yeah. I'm super tired, but thank you guys so much for sticking around. Thank you, Jordan. I know Mike already left, but thank you, Mike. And I will see you guys again tomorrow. Oh shit! I got another announcement. Excuse my language. Family friendly. It's after midnight. Oh, close to midnight. Anyway, next Sunday is going to be a special Alien After Dark.
You mean this Sunday was a special Alien After Dark?
Okay, is another special Alien After Dark next Sunday. It's going to start at 7 a.m. and is going to be a 24-hour stream, and it will be the continuation of Geek Tech's fundraiser for Extra Life, raising
cool.
kids for raising
kids for money.
Yeah, raising kids for money.
we throw them and farm them out, sell them at grocery. You get them at aisle 44 in Whole Foods. They're just there right there.
So that I'm planning that for next Sunday. I'm going to start it at 7 a.m. and end it 7 a.m. Monday morning, and then I'm going to sleep all day Monday. But yeah, so I'm going to do that to help continue Geek Tech's raising kids for money. So yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to bed now before I lose my freaking mind. Thank you guys so much. I love you all. You're all amazing. Peace out.